The
Is this my
episode
first
0.
official appearance
It's the dark
on the
days.
podcast?
Technically, it is.
Yeah.
So,
Which is weird considering,
So yeah, we got Alex in the house tonight. We got Corey back from episode 1.
C-Dub.
I made it.
back from the golden days.
Back from the dead.
C-Dub's back in the club, and so Alex, why don't you introduce yourself? What you do?
No.
All right. So Corey, as we know, is he's our resident sports expert.
Yeah.
And Alex is a mystery man. I guess we'll find out tonight what he does.
Yeah, international man of mystery. No, I'm on the computers. I make the computers do things.
You've got yourself a nice job recently.
We're not talking about that on the podcast.
No, I don't mean.
Especially not if
tell
I'm
me
about
the
to talk
name of
about
your
something
company.
else.
I just mean like.
I want to know what
doing
you
well.
do.
Right?
I did. I got I'm working in a big boy job in like a big boy office, and they haven't realized that I'm a complete joke yet. So that's good. Or if they have, they've been nice about it. So either way,
Yeah.
give it about another 4 months. That's about what it's been so far. So, that's the track record is about 6 months everywhere.
He's looking
Oh, we're
pretty good.
we're listening to more Tears for Fears stuff. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a good start.
I'm liking where this episode's going.
Yeah.
So, Steve, is the audio from his computer coming through an audio or through a track or anything, or is it going to
Since the age of 18, myself and Kurt formed the band, and I'd been on being known worldwide, and I wasn't very comfortable with being a kind of celeb or a pop star, whatever. I was certainly not comfortable with being known.
Me neither.
As a duo and that kind of stuff. But when we fell out, that's myself and Kurt back in.
That's
It was pretty bad.
very
I
illustrative.
did what I did.
Thanks to Yahoo.
I had a thoroughly amazing time. From about 91 to 96.
Oh shit! Is this a solo career?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds pretty good.
I go. He never cut his hair, but the other guy looks like a fucking cancer patient now. It's like, oh god, what happened?
And it was just very, very easy to make. I think the confidence I'd gotten from sort of the season of experience producing that and co-producing it. I felt comfortable about making records.
That fucking hair, man. This guy's a hero.
Beautiful.
Is that Morpheus playing bass?
Definitely looks like it.
At the end of 96, all the things had come to a natural conclusion. I was...
Welcome to episode 3 of the Tears for Fears cast.
Where we watch videos
Tears
of
for Fears,
Mike
while
or
we-
Roland's whatever.
We don't offer much in the terms of commentary. We really just want you to get the experience of watching videos about Tears for Fears with us in this wonderful garage.
Yeah, thank you. Ooh, is this like the full length video?
Yeah.
Oh
It
shit!
says right there, full video. Eric.
Nice. Yeah, the one we've been watching for like years now is not even the full video. I didn't even realize that.
This is like clearly Simi Valley.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got for topics for tonight, Steve?
Well, we should probably preface by our guest tonight, Amanda Ullman,
And
the
she's
Allman
got
Brothers
a
Band.
blog, right?
who's a blog person.
Dog with a blog.
And
Dog with a blog. Is that the name of it?
No, it's not. That's like
Okay.
that's like a Disney Channel
I was
show.
going to say that's definitely not Amanda.
No.
I'm pretty sure that
Oh man.
No, I don't. I've seen it before.
she
I
has
I mean,
a nice
sure, why
dog,
not?
though.
Star of Dog with a blog, Amanda Ullman.
I know we'll be talking about her blog and what she's doing with it, and then
She
she just
do,
got back from Cuba,
Oh yeah, that's
so we're
right.
gonna be talking a lot about Cuba.
Cool.
That's good.
She's also
And then
been to China, I know, and knows some Mandarin, I think.
I think so, and then we're gonna talk about her time in the CIA.
All right, perfect. So yeah, hopefully that'll be later and
She's a big guy.
Like,
If
down the road.
we're all going to be executed immediately after the show, we're going to
ISIS
know
style,
too much.
like where we're in the cage and
Yeah.
they're
gonna
lighting us
light
on
us- yeah,
fire.
light us on
Immolation is our future.
Right.
Yeah.
Needless to say, we'll be a lot of hotheads.
I don't
at the
know
end of
how
it.
this got uploaded, considering that we're all like a pile of
Yeah.
ash, but, Steve's a pretty good engineer.
You know, the people at ISIS have a lot of good people on the
Yeah,
the
they
technical
gotta- they gotta-
side. I think
Yeah.
they'll
They got
finish
the
up
AV
and
kids kind
they'll
of.
upload it.
They
They
already got like
take converts, right?
You know, we'll be dead, so I don't think that's relevant. But they probably do.
Okay.
They've already got some bugs on your computer,
Well, if
Steve.
there's,
They're
if,
like
there's,
waiting.
if there's money to be made, I could take some ancient Babylonian money, whatever they've cashed up, and I can make some money working for them.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Get yourself some sweet mics. So
well,
that'll be later. So I guess we'll start with
we're
what
gonna
we had first up.
Yeah, we're gonna kick
Assuming
it
we
off.
had something first up, Steve.
Yeah, we're gonna kick it off their first sports round.
Sports
boy.
Corner.
Sports
All right,
corner with
Sports
C
Corner.
Dub.
All right. It's got some good stuff going on in the sports world, huh?
What's on your mind?
We got a lot of we got two big events going on. We got like the NFL draft next week, and then we
How
also
many days
have,
is it now?
like 5 days. Or no, how many days is it total? Like it's like 3 days. I think the first round is on Thursday night, and then
Split
like
into 3 days. Jesus.
yeah,
How about considering that I know really nothing about how the draft works? Can I give a shot of explaining how the NFL draft
yeah.
works?
Alex's explanation is going to be good.
And I don't want to know how close I am onto this, so please don't tell me.
Okay.
So like, there's a bunch of people, and I guess you could just like be like, yeah, you play for our team now, if you want to be like that kind of player. I wish that they give you money and you play football.
yeah,
Okay,
100%.
I'm glad that I
It's
have
pretty
actually
close,
a pretty
actually.
solid grasp of how the draft
100% correct.
Could have been worse, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
but yeah,
And basically, they offer you a contract, and if you're good enough, they'll sign you to the contract. Because sometimes they can draft and the players get released.
yeah.
'Cause they
I
may
mean,
not
you
be
get,
fit the
you get
team,
the contract before, so you'll still get like some sort of signing
yeah,
bonus.
But then,
Yeah.
most
but then you
likely,
got draft picks, which seems like kind of an arcane system.
yeah.
Never really followed how
It's
that
like,
works.
it's
pretty inside
the
baseball.
Yearly rounds where like the old white owners draft young black talent coming out of the
Mandingo
college.
style.
Yeah, they draft their
Right, right.
Mandingo fighters, and the best like most athletic ones go in the first round, and the worst, less athletic ones go in like the seventh round, which is the last round.
And the gay ones go
glad you,
last.
used
The, yeah, the gay
Mandingo.
ones, the gay ones get cut before they're allowed to
Right,
play.
as God would have wanted.
Yeah, NFL is like a nice godly institution.
I think
And then they
all
just, like, crack
32
their heads
owners
open
are probably
just over and over again.
like outspoken Christians.
Almost definitely.
There's no Mark Cuban in the NFL, that's for sure.
Yeah,
No Magic Johnson.
I think Mark Cuban may also be religious though.
Well, at least he's a beefer. Like
Yeah.
I feel like
Magic
there's
Johnson goes to
zero
church.
like beefing ass NFL owners. Like, is there any? Can you think of it?
Did Ballmer,
Jerry.
Ballmer own any NFL teams?
No, he just owns the Clippers.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Jerry Jones is a beefer.
Oh, I hope Jerry
Los
Jones.
Angeles.
I hope Jerry Jones lives to be like 150, so the Cowboys can just suck every fucking year.
I mean, like,
They have him
You know,
in some
that's
sort
actually
of
a good
cryo
point.
tank.
But because Jerry Jones is going to be around for a while, they're going to be shitty for a long time.
yeah, exactly. Like he's not even running things anymore, but just his
but
influence is going to be
his
bad.
influence in the owner's circle is
Wait,
big.
do they
Yeah.
finally have a GM now?
Their GM is Stephen
Stephen
Jones,
Jones.
son of Jerry Jones.
Excellent.
But he's actually pretty good.
I'm
Like,
sure
been
he's
doing
the
some good
best
stuff.
man for the job.
Yeah, he's
Like,
no, he was
it's
absolutely.
just complete coincidence. You know, the kid of the guy who did it before. He's the guy who would do it the best.
yeah. He learned all the best things from
Yeah.
him. He made it happen.
course.
Definitely. Yeah. No,
So-
that's always the best.
Yeah,
way
we
to do
got the
things.
draft and our local LA Rams. They're looking to
Oh yeah, that's
take
a
quarterback
thing now, isn't
first
it?
overall.
Drafting number
Is
one.
that? Are they going
It's
to be
gonna
playing
something.
next season?
Yeah,
in
they're
LA.
already in
shit.
LA. Yeah.
Wow.
at the Coliseum.
They're
in
practicing.
LA.
Have they started OTAs yet?
Yeah, in like
Okay. Are they in
MTO or
Oxnard?
something, right?
TO?
Calou.
Yeah, at
Kalu,
that's what it
okay.
is.
I was
CLU.
thinking the Cowboys had their training camp in Oxford.
Yeah, they
They
do.
do.
Yeah.
I think they still do.
Yeah,
well,
they
I think
do.
the Rams might also do that.
They're doing
coming
like
up,
mini
right?
camp in Oxnard, and then the Cowboys are doing like training camp in Oxnard.
Okay.
They'll
Yeah.
probably get together in a scrimmage more often than not.
Yeah, like they did last year.
Get some good
Yeah.
fights breaking out.
Oh, just like last year.
It's yeah,
Des Bryant just like punch someone.
Mandingo fights, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Get all nice and
So-
oiled up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that to a degree.
Yeah,
So
You
yeah,
know.
the Rams I think are. I heard they're going to be taking. Was it Jared Goff? Is that his
most
name?
most likely Jared Goff. It could be Carson Wentz. You never know. There could be like
Right, I mean-
there's a whole like media spin zone like area in,
Like,
before the draft.
I get
comes
the
on.
feeling that ESPN LA radio people are just spouting bullshit, but they've all been saying they're taking Jared
Yeah,
Goff.
everyone nationally.
I don't trust
has been
any of the
saying it
people
too.
on there really.
Yeah, everyone nationally has been saying it too. So like, but it could be like a huge like spit. Like when the Rams traded up, they were like, "Oh, we don't know who we're gonna pick. We're gonna like choose between the two."
No, they
like,
know.
wait up.
They
yeah,
know.
but they know. Like,
And Goff,
and it's gonna be Goff because they
Goff.
want someone to start week one, and like
well,
Goff played at Cal. Like that's a way
that-
bigger school than North Dakota State University.
and also just they need a quarterback to throw the ball. And
Yeah.
It sounds kind of similar.
It's a key core
it sounds
characteristic of a
very
quarterback,
simple
you know.
to say that, but they
Throwing
have
the
an
ball,
excellent running back.
getting the downs.
They've drafted well in their line. And so they have.
They got to have someone to like just who can protect the ball.
So
And I
they
think
just-
that
yeah.
I think that Goff threw something ridiculous like 50 touchdowns and like 10 or 11 interceptions last year. So it's like someone who can like get into this and like throw the ball and not turn it over, like hand the ball off a lot.
Yeah.
Just make it happen.
Someone better than the human ace bandage,
Yeah.
ace bondage,
Yeah. It's fucking
white, blue. Was it Blue Eyes White Dragon?
Blue Eyes White Dragon, Nick Foles. Yeah.
I enjoyed Blue Eyes White Dragon
That
while
was
it
great.
lasted.
Another funny thing about this NFL draft, drafting 1 and 2, fucking Rams and Eagles, who traded their quarterbacks for each other last year, and now we're drafting 1 and 2 to draft quarterbacks. So that trade went well. As you
Trade
can
went
tell.
really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone played really well.
Both sides were winners.
Yeah, I mean, like,
They got the first and second pick.
well, I mean,
that's
they-
winning in
Foles,
football,
like,
right?
Foles shit the bed, and like Bradford was mediocre, and also like gets hurt every year, so you never know. Like, you got to get someone, and like
Yeah.
they got to get someone.
It is to understand that the presence of Chip Kelly's ability to make
Moves, yeah,
mediocre quarterbacks legitimate.
yeah.
You know,
Also, his ability to like get rid of everybody and then like and then leave town.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was pretty. I gotta admit, I had to
the
laugh
Chip
at that
Kelly
one.
experience, man.
Corey, I don't want to interrupt conversation too much, but
Make
what's
it
this
happen.
this video with Kevin Smith here?
That might be the Prince thing where he's talking about how he like did a documentary
Oh,
for Prince.
is this what it is? Okay. Well, then disregard it. I don't. It's in Spanish. I mean, that's or at least it just has
It's
subtitles.
subtitled in Spanish, I assume. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah.
that's go back to talking about sports, and I'll just tune out
Okay.
for another
Oh.
like 15 seconds.
Don't worry. But yeah, so that's something. Then you got like the resurgence of the first round running back is another thing that might happen, you know, because they got Ezekiel Elliott like coming out of Ohio State, who was really good, and then last year there was also Todd Gurley in the first round, so that's kind of
what's the third pick? Because all the draft's been talking about is number 1 and number 2,
Yeah.
trading up and trying to get to the quarterbacks.
well, San Diego drafts third,
Okay.
and they got a couple places they could go with that. They could go Laramie Tunsil, who is like an Ole Miss left tackle, because they got to like Philip Rivers is getting up there in age, you know. They
Yeah.
gotta protect him. Or they could go with Jalen Ramsey, who went to Florida State University.
Doesn't Philip Rivers have like 9 kids?
Yeah, he
Holy
like
shit.
he like is super Catholic.
He's
I'm pretty
banging
sure
all
he's
the
like
time.
he's not allowed to like put anything on his dick. He's just got to like fuck it out, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so they got to protect him and his like big balls that are like making all these kids.
Yeah.
Or they could go with Jalen Ramsey, who's like a corner safety hybrid kind of guy. Like
Okay.
he's like the only like basically he's like solid all around except for he's got stone hands, so he like can't catch the ball, but he's like a cover maestro. You know, that's like where they're going.
How's their receiving? Do they need another receiver? Because like half of them are all aging and gone, and maybe
Yeah, the only guy they have really is like what's his face? I can't even think of his name right now.
Allen. Keenan
Keenan
Allen.
Allen. But he like hurt himself real bad last
Yeah.
year, didn't he? But like there's no huge like number 1 receiver kind of guy in this draft. Like the highest rated receiver is like somewhere in like the 15 range, you know, which is where they were thinking the Rams were going to pick, because they picked it I think at 15 before they traded up, and they were thinking like, oh, they could go after this guy to get someone to end it, but then they wouldn't have anyone to throw it to.
I thought it was interesting that the possibility to get Goff would be not that hard, considering that a lot of the teams don't need the quarterback.
Yeah.
So like you could like it's not that the best player gets drafted 1. It just so happens the one that gets the need guarantees that you get 1, so you take care of that need right away.
Yeah.
So it's I was kind of like, oh, he was a number 1 pick, but he wasn't like the best
Wasn't the
prospect.
best player.
But
Yeah.
Or, yeah, best
last,
prospect.
last year they had the whatever Mariota and Winston went.
Right.
Yeah, but and a lot of scouts, like, it's not nearly a consensus like it was last year, but a lot of scouts are saying that these two guys that are going to go at the top of this draft are on similar caliber of those two guys, just with like bigger holes, but like they have higher like upside than both of them in a way.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because like the only knock on Goff is that he's slender. Like he's only like 200
Okay.
pounds, you know, but he's like a straight up like beast throwing the ball. And
Yeah.
then Wentz, the only knock on him is that he only played quarterback for like 3 years, and he played at North Dakota State. But he's got like all the prototypical tools, and like he's a huge leader, and everyone like
Yeah.
on his team loves him and
But
everything.
like they
So,
went 8, like he was out for half the season and they were 8-0.
yeah.
when
Then
they
he
were
came
off.
back and won MVP of the like whatever FBS championship
Yeah.
game though. So I threw like 3 touchdowns and had like over 200 yards throwing. Like it was like a big thing. And he like broke his wrist. They said he was going to be out for the rest of the season. Then he rehabbed hard, came back. So it's like a
Damn.
big like
Fucking broke his wrist. Wow.
throwing wrist too.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like like he was going to be out for the rest
Jeez.
of the season. He like rehabbed real hard and like came back. So that's a big thing. Like I feel like if either one of those guys, because I'll let it be known I'm biased. I'm an Eagles fan. Like it's that's the thing. But like
Okay.
either one of those guys going to Philly at 2, I'm excited about it. And I feel like the amount that they had to trade to go up to number 2 was not as huge as people are making it to be. It's only like, okay, so they traded up from 8 to 2. They gave up number 8 this year and a 3rd round pick, and then a first round pick next year, and then a 2nd round pick 2 years from now. So they're only out 1 pick for each of the next 2 years.
Okay.
And everyone's like, "Oh, they mortgaged the future. They're killing it." Ain't a thing. They're overblowing it. And a lot of what I've learned in the past couple of years watching sports is that the public opinion is always wrong. Every single goddamn time.
Very true.
The public opinion is wrong, and everyone is like crucifying both the Rams and the Eagles for trading up for getting these quarterbacks. So what I'm expecting is both of them are going to kill it, and everyone's going to look like a fucking idiot because that's what happens every.
Dude, I'm
fucking
definitely
year.
down for the
Yeah.
Rams fucking killing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
Me
feel like the
too.
Niners are going to suck balls next year. We know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And Cardinals, like, you figure will be good, but, you know, they got blown the fuck out in the championship game. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the
I am saying I'm rooting for Chip Kelly to do well in San Francisco.
I mean, I'd be all right with it because
Yeah.
Chip Kelly he's Chip Kelly, you know.
Yeah.
He's pretty ridiculous.
yeah, he's insane.
You know, if you're going to be like a boring ass person like an NFL coach, you could at least spice it up a little bit. And Chip Kelly does that, you know.
He spiced it up real hard.
He's not just generic head coach, you know,
He's
25
got like that,
I don't even remember their name because I'm not, you know,
Right.
I don't watch enough football, but I know Chip Kelly.
I'm like, what I'm seeing over there.
Oh yeah,
He's
some
a-
good backgrounds.
He's got that like Popovich sarcasm gene, which is
Yeah.
something that I like. Like he'll just be
Oh,
like,
dude, I love Pop.
yeah,
He's the school of Belichick. Like,
yeah,
I'm not
like
gonna
just
fuck
bullshitting.
around.
Like
Yeah.
he was talking about how Nick Foles is going to be the quarterback for the next 1,000 years, and then he trades him the next year. Like, just like a total fuck you to everyone. Like, ask real questions. Don't ask like bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Nick Foles, is he going to start next year after throwing 2 interceptions the whole season? Like, fuck you.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. So that's the thing. And then everyone got their like draft fill. I feel like, do we got any other draft like commentary questions or anything?
I just wish there was more to talk about besides the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's going to be a big play. Like, you know, unless you're like, was it Todd McShay and
Mel Kiper.
Kuiper. Yeah.
big hair,
Mel Kiper Jr.
Mel Kiper, big, yeah,
Baby
Yeah.
Dick faggot.
Baby
Dick,
faggot.
yeah.
Although
Mel
Tom
Kiper's-
McShay is also a baby dick faggot.
they're
so
both-
I mean,
they're both terrible.
I think I hate Tom McShay more, to be honest.
Yeah, he's like trying too hard to be like, I'm so much better than fucking Kuiper. Like, Kuiper's such a like piece of shit. I'm the best, and then they're both total shit. So it's just like, like it makes me hate him more because he's just like such a faggot about it. You
No, I
know?
was hearing that like John Gruden shows up at the at the desk for the draft.
Yeah.
and he's like every quarterback he evaluates, he never like has anything bad to say about them.
Yeah,
Just like I think like ESPN told him to like, dude, just criticize, you know, say something negative.
he can't do it. That was
It's
like
oh my god, this guy's fucking great.
that was okay. I have two things to say about that. Both like okay, so that's like a rumor of why he like couldn't make it as a head coach is because he like would fall in love with all the quarterbacks every year. Like every year he was like, oh my god, like we got to get these guys to play quarterback. They're so fucking good. And every year it was like someone stupid like Brian Brom from Louisville or something. You know,
the one
like,
year he won a championship, it was Brad Johnson.
yeah, exactly. Like he was so in love with every quarterback that he couldn't make a point to like be able to distinguish who was good and who was bad.
Yeah.
And then also I was watching the like Gruden's quarterback camp, you know how he does that every
Yeah.
year. And he legitimately the entire time for both of like the top 2 quarterback, both Goff and Wentz, he like sucked their dick the whole time. He was like, "You guys are so fucking good." Like, "Oh my god." Like
This is
he was-
incredible.
Yeah, he was like talking about how
Put the team on his back, dough.
he was talking about how like powerful like both of them can throw the ball and everything. The only thing that he had Wentz work on was he was like, you got to hold the ball with two hands or else you're going to get strip sacked. That's the one drill we're going to work on now. Like, and he was like, I'm going to hit you with this foam thing and hold the ball with two hands. And he's like, this guy's a monster. I love this guy. He's so good, you know. And then with Goff, like he just legit sucked his dick the whole time. Like he didn't even say anything bad about him the whole time. It was insane.
He was just fingering his butthole.
Yeah.
And fucking getting the tongue on the testes.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where Ezekiel Elliott's going to go, though, because I feel like having a top flight running back going at the top of the draft is always exciting because they always bust out, except for Gurley.
Where are they
Gurley
building
had
the
1 year.
Rams Stadium again?
I don't even remember.
I heard it's
what?
like a decent location.
Wait, what?
The Rams Stadium?
It's a Coliseum.
No,
they're
where are they
the
building
new
it?
one.
Inglewood.
Yeah,
Inglewood. Okay, that's right.
that'll be good.
So you can get there from what, the 405, the 101,
It's
and
right. There's some space right off the airport.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's
it's on the
great.
other side
See,
of the
if they
airport. that
built it like near
yeah.
Staples, that'd just be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that'd
It'd
be
be like,
No,
oh
no, the
god, the
farmers-
traffic would just be
yeah.
so bad.
The Farmers Field thing is a no-go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kroenke bought land in like near Inglewood. So it's
Yeah.
like by the Forum.
That's right. Yeah, the Forum. Okay. Yeah, that's a good location.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
be fun. I'm excited. I feel like we're going to have to go to some Rams games in the
Oh, I'm
future.
definitely down for that.
I am no longer a Rams fan, but I'll go to a game.
Yeah, because I feel like I've never been to an NFL game. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I saw Seahawks Burrs back in 2009.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Both teams were pretty shitty. It was great.
That's what you want. You want like a shit ass game where both teams suck ass. Like,
yeah,
and
the
you're just like, come on.
Seahawks kicker at the time, I forget his name, but he like missed 2 field goals and they lost by 6. And then after the
I
game,
remember
like
that.
Jim Mora Jr., who was the coach at the time, just like threw him under the bus.
And they like
I was like, oh,
they
fuck.
cut him like the next week too. I'm pretty sure after
Yeah.
that game, like it was like straight up over for him right after that game. I
Yeah,
definitely
that was
remember
funny.
that.
I think fucking oh god, who was the starter at the time? It was one of those scrambling black QBs that like really
it was
never went anywhere.
Tavares Jackson.
Tavares Jackson, yeah,
Yeah,
and yet he had a pretty shitty game.
yeah. Some good shit. Like back in the day when all those teams sucked ass. Now they're like good except for the Bears.
Yeah, exactly.
Although the Bears are looking up, they had a good offseason. Like they
it's
signed a
tough.
bunch of like I feel
Yeah.
like with what's his face was it Jack Del Rio or is he the Raiders coach? I don't remember. It's John Fox is the Bears coach now.
Oh really?
Yeah, and
Oh,
he
oh,
like,
nice.
he signed a bunch of those like Denver linebackers that like went hit free agency this year. Other than Von Miller, like he signed like Danny Trevathan and I think one of the other guys. So like they're like building up that D. It could be like something good. I'm excited for the Bears' future.
Yeah. Are you talking about we were asked about the previous coach?
The previous coach of the Bears,
Trustman?
no Tressman. Yeah, he's
Or Lovie Smith?
no Tressman.
Okay.
No, I was thinking who the current coach of the Bears was.
Oh, John Fox. Okay,
yeah, John
got it.
Fox is the current coach. Yeah.
All right. So what's the next topic?
So we should,
on
we got them NBA playoffs
Oh yeah. Real
that
exciting
are
so far.
a really big snooze.
Yeah, every game is like a 15-point blowout. It's just like I tried to watch those games earlier. I was watching the Raptors Pacers game this morning.
Uh-huh.
And it started at noon, so that's a good
well,
time.
that series is at least 2-2, right?
Yeah,
But
but
probably none of the games have been
no,
close. I'm
like
guessing.
this current game, the Raptors legitimately shot like 20%. It seemed like they just couldn't hit
God.
anything. Like DeRozan was like sucking balls, and like Lowry was sucking balls, and then like at halftime it was like a 20-point game. It was like completely unwatchable. I just like stopped watching. It was so bad. It was really bad. But like one thing I'm happy about in that series is I like that Paul George came back so hard from like getting his leg broke so bad back.
Yeah, that
like,
fucking sucked.
that was so bad because he was like on the verge of superstardom when he broke his
Yeah.
leg. He was like super fucking good, and just
And, like we really needed it because there's fucking so many little good teams in the East.
yeah,
Like the Raptors this year had a good season, but like aside from that, who got the 3 seed? Was it like Miami or something?
it was something like that. Miami, I think.
And like Miami's obviously going to be in decline because I mean Wade and Bosch are both over 30
and
now.
Bosch was
Bosch
like
is not
hurt.
playing right
Yeah,
now.
he like
And
has that
he's-
like
he's not even in.
blood clots thing where he's like potentially gonna have to retire from that shit.
That's kind of bad.
I was really sad because I like Bosch. He's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Bosch-
I
funny guy.
liked Bosch, but not as the third man in that
yeah,
trio. 'cause
I like
always
him when
had
he was on the Raptors. Like you know,
Yeah.
when he had like the dreads and
the
he was
lizard,
looking like
the raptor face.
yeah, that was great.
He embodied the team and the mascot.
and they
but,
were always mediocre.
Yeah.
Classic.
I mean, like The NHL, I was just looking at the scores right now. Like the Hawks, the Blues are about to blow it again.
Yeah.
Oh,
They just
nice.
lost again.
Classic
so
Blues.
Blackhawks are going to win the series because they made it and tied it up again.
Oh man.
So it's 3-3 going to game
It was looking
7.
like it was going to be another Shorks fucking choke last night, but
It didn't happen.
They were
Yeah.
up 3-0 against the Kings, and then they came back, and then the Shorks got 2 more goals, and I was like,
Yeah, that was
damn it.
bullshit. Oh, so note on that Shorks Kong's game. Fucking Ice Cube Jr.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
I saw that.
Yeah, tweeting the fucking Black Parade
All right,
lyrics.
Corey, cue up the song, please.
That was my favorite moment.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit tipsy last night, and then I was like, I'll check out Twitter, and then I saw the retweets you made, and I was like, yes, O'Shea Jackson. And it was like, I think like minutes before the Kings started to like blow it again. So it made it even better.
No, but like, no, like having that was a crossover that I never expected I would ever see
Yo,
in my
Corey,
life.
you ready for round 2?
Let's make it happen. But yeah, that was a crossover that I never expected I would see. Fucking like O'Shea Jackson Jr. Black Parade lyrics tweeting, and then like fucking also like repping Kings hard, which is great. Like that's something you can understand. But like, he also was like beefing with Whitlock on Twitter like a couple weeks, or not Whitlock. It was Marcellus. He was like beefing really hard with Marcellus.
Oh, yeah.
Because Marcellus was like talking shit about Kobe's last game. Like he was like he put up 60 on 50 shots. That sounds like a horrible game. And then like O'Shea Jackson Jr. was just like, "Are you kidding me, dude? Like you couldn't even put up fucking Sacre numbers." Like I was like, "Yes, like fuck you, Marcellus." Just in this one instance.
For me, it's like I kind of agree with like Howard when he goes, you know what? These fans paid a lot of money and put a lot of time just to see Kobe be Kobe
Yeah.
through all the ups and all the downs and all the diviness. The most you could ask for in his last game ever is just to put on a fucking show because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, who cares? He's always been like that sort of indulgent type, that
Yeah.
MJ wannabe, that all the criticism, like,
Yeah.
that, you know,
Grow up.
you have years.
You, babe.
You have years to talk about this. Just give them the last game. Just give the fans what they want. It was the biggest fan appreciation of the whole thing.
Yeah. And like.
So,
Like, definitely, who cares that the fucking whatever 18 win Lakers are like gonna let Kobe shoot the ball 50 times in his final game ever? Like, it does not matter in the least. He's got
Yeah.
he deserves it. He was there for fucking 20 years. Like,
she's watching.
he was on the Lakers longer than he's lived outside of being on the Lakers. That's a thing that exists. He was fucking whatever 18 or 17 or whatever, right? When he signed with the Lakers.
he was straight out of high school. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like straight out of high school, and he fucking played for the Lakers 20 straight years. Like, he deserves. This is the worst quality video I've ever seen in my
It's-
life.
This is like on their official channel too.
Yeah.
It's
the original upload.
oh. Yeah, from 2000.
10 years ago.
From 2006. Holy shit.
You know what? There's one from 2009.
This deserves better.
Does it?
Fuck you.
You're right, it does. I listened. No. Honestly, like, no, with no irony, I listened the shit out of this album back in like freshman year of high school.
I listened to the shit out of this album like currently.
I mean, I listen to it like solely when I'm hanging out with you guys. Like, I never like just on my own putting on "Welcome to the Black Parade."
I don't know when I heard the when I found out Gerard Way was inspired to start the band because
9/11.
Because of 9/11.
Yeah.
I just fucking I lost it.
Yeah, I heard about that somewhat recently. I think Glenda was like reading the Wikipedia page, and she was like, they were inspired to write their first song shortly after the events of 9/11.
I read that in a Rolling Stone emo list. It was just so.
I mean, as good as the Black Parade is, it's no Three Cheers. Three Cheers is like the greatest album of all time, potentially. I'm putting that on record. Fuck
Hey,
everyone.
Think you make me a screwdriver?
But yeah, NBA playoffs.
You like that
Can't wait for the
I'm
next.
showing you?
Just give me the next. Just wake me until the next round.
Yeah. Wake me until the final, or like wake me, next round for like the West, but I'm not going to watch any of these East games anymore. They're all fucking terrible.
I used to like watching them because I knew, like, I enjoyed watching teams that had no chance.
Yeah.
Because it gave them, like, they had this, like, false sense of hope.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool because they're playing because they want to play, like, to play.
Yeah. At least Charlotte won today. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. I kind of want to pull for the Blazers. I'm not a Clippers person.
No, me either.
So-
I feel like, and I like Dame. Dame is cool.
I like Dame. I like the Blazers always had a solid thing going.
And I feel really bad for them because of how like that whole like mid 2000s thing where they like drafted super great and then every one of those guys blew their knees out and couldn't play again.
Oh, like Chris.
Brandon Roy and like fucking Odin.
Oh, Roy.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Roy.
Yeah, because he was so good.
Odin was just like,
You could see that coming from a mile away when they took him over KD. Like everyone was saying, like, "Oh, KD is going to be so good," you know, and like everyone was saying that Odin was going to be good too. But like KD was like a certified fucking.
That was 50% real cost, 50% fake cost.
Good, yeah, certified like going to be an all-star guaranteed.
yeah.
You know,
But also, it was like at that point, guards, the league was getting faster and faster, and
Yeah.
that traditional big guy, although it helps to have one,
Yeah.
it wasn't really that valid anymore.
it was like how Okafor coming into this draft was like such a huge prospect. You know, like
Thank you,
Okafor was
Steve.
like killing it. And everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to go number one for sure." And then
Right.
as the draft got closer, it was like, "No, there's going to be like Karl Anthony Towns is like Anthony Davis like 2.0."
Yeah.
All right, Corey. I think you know what time it is. What the next song has to be.
There's so many choices though, but I think I know which one you're talking about.
Let's see if we can figure it out together. No, I think it's a different one.
That's what I'm thinking.
There were two choices.
Yeah.
I have to go first choice, but yeah, like and then D'Angelo Russell.
Love that little flash animation there.
No, you're
great.
never gonna make it.
That's
I
why I
don't
like.
want to make it. I
That's
just
why I
wanna.
Wanna.
Yeah,
That's why I like the D'Angelo Russell pick was good.
I love D'Angelo. Like I think he's going to be a fucking star.
I think
Like
it's
in a
coming out
couple
of the TV there, Corey.
This guy ditched Nick Young.
If you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say.
I never want to let you down or have you go. It's better off this way. But yeah, I think D'Angelo is going to be a fucking all-star. Like, I think he's great. Like, he's got that. Watching all those Ohio State highlights where he makes those ridiculous like palm passes like down into the so good.
Okay, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
He's going to be good. Like, and Karl Anthony Towns is a goddamn pro. Like he's. And I feel like Okafor probably could be good, but it's just he's like Al Jefferson, you know, like he's gonna be like back to the basket, like slow down your pace kind of guy. And I just don't know if that's like what you need to succeed in the NBA nowadays. Like what teams in the playoffs have like a back to the basket like post up center, like fucking
Currently?
yeah, fucking nobody, right? Like
Well, hold on. DeAndre doesn't count.
no, because he's like always getting lobs, you know. He doesn't
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah.
like he doesn't have a post game.
He
He's
doesn't
just
have a- yeah,
athletic
yeah.
as fuck, you know.
Dwight kind of has one.
Yeah, but Dwight is like the third best player on the Rockets now and like not trying.
Of course. Shit. Who else? I mean, look at the teams.
Yeah, who's
Frank Kaminsky.
Frank Kaminsky, the greatest post-up player in the history of the game.
At least the one playing right now.
Oh yes, I like that next
Yeah.
choice that we're getting.
Yeah, see, for the next podcast, we're gonna have to get the video part set up. I'm gonna have like a dual split of like the left half is gonna be just the debauchery on the table, and then the right half will be what we put on the screen.
We have a couple weeks to do that. We'll split it up because I'm working all next week,
Right.
so we have time. to fix
Next
that.
episode, I guess.
Yeah, we have time over the week to work it.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Hey, Alex, do you know how to work a Periscope? If you get like for Periscope feeds,
Well, say it again. I'm sorry.
Periscope feeds.
Like the streaming, like live
Yeah, I know
streaming
the
service
app
Periscope.
Periscope.
Do you know how to get that like a video feed into Periscope?
I don't think you can do that programmatically. I think you use the app.
Would we like be able to do
fuck.
like a Facebook Live
you
kind of
could-
thing then or
Facebook Live
something? Yeah.
maybe be
Well,
possible.
you would do it through Twitch, or you would do it through some sort of other.
Oh yeah, we could
live
definitely
stream.
do like a Twitch. I have a Twitch like page that I could like rename or
there's
whatever.
several other live
We could also,
we could, like, make
we could
one,
also
you know?
get some donations out of
You can
that
use
too.
YouTube, actually, YouTube has a live.
Oh
stream.
yeah, YouTube does have a live. We could just do it YouTube Live
And
probably.
In terms of managing a stream desktop, yeah, there's lots of them.
It might be harder to do it on YouTube though because we might get like copyrighted out if we're like doing
I
YouTube
don't think
videos.
that they can't do content ID in real time.
Oh, you don't think so?
Not in real time, no.
Okay, yeah. So then we could
There's
do
no
that
way
then.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Unless someone's actively like camping the stream. No, there's no.
Yeah,
way
we'll
they
do
can
more work on that
analyze
because we could do.
Yeah, I don't believe
Yeah.
it's possible.
Twitch is kind of hard to do unless you're like playing the game, right? You have to have that game feed going.
No, I think you just have to use a screen sharing program. I mean, I know I've seen a Twitch screen of people live playing a game.
I feel like
But I feel like there's other. Maybe I'm not saying that Twitch is necessarily the. And when I say a live playing a game, I mean a board game or a card game, not a video.
yeah. I think that
But it's there's probably better solutions. But yeah, there's plenty of ways to do a live stream.
I think if it
That's
would
something
work
we can
out,
work together on.
if it would work out, I think
Yeah.
YouTube would be better though because I feel like YouTube's interface is better than Twitch. Like I have nothing
yeah.
but problems with Twitch
Well,
every time
and
I'm trying to
it's-
watch
and then,
anything.
and then on YouTube, I think if you do it officially or whatever, it saves the live stream after.
Yeah. So we could just have like an archive kind of thing. Just make a Lost Boys
yeah.
6 like page and do that. I think that would
Yeah.
be good.
But yeah, no, I can look into a little bit of how to do that stuff. I've actually been kind of curious on how they do some of that stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, it's I'm sure it's totally doable. Like it's just a matter of doing a little bit of research.
Awesome. I need to get the company started so we can at least set up like a bank account to put like stuff to pay, like so we can like pay like write off these fucking drinks.
Right? Yeah,
You know?
those expenses
Because I'm like almost
right off my miles that I drove to and from.
Exactly.
My taxes. Get those 30,
Oh,
60
yeah, I
miles.
feel you. Like, do you want me to turn it up past like 50?
Turn up to max on yours, and then I'll control it.
That'll work. So yeah,
So yeah,
NBA playoffs.
Yeah,
NFL
pretty
draft.
shitty right now. They'll get better later, hopefully, or not.
Who? Okay,
Only
here's a,
blowouts.
Here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
What's your ideal finals matchup for this year? You could go like
the Buffalo Bills.
Me too.
The Cleveland
Houston
Browns.
Raiders,
I
Miami
would-
Dolphins.
I would love
Miami
the Houston
Dolphins.
Raiders to like. be in the
Raiders.
final. Yeah.
Houston Raiders.
All right, but yeah,
Some 41
No,
versus
to be
Simple Plan. I think would be an
Honest with
epic
you,
matchup.
yeah,
I
played the
usually
halftime
I gotta
show.
remember what the teams are,
Yeah.
yeah,
but I would say Cavs.
yeah.
There's not a lot of teams, or
I want to say Cavs Rockets. I feel like that'd be epic.
It'd be like a 4-0, like fucking.
LeBron finally gets it done for the Cleveland.
No, he goes full beta again, and then James Harden and the beard take him
It'll be
down.
it'll be a Rockets like sweeping 6.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a believer in the beta beard,
Yeah.
but
Oh, you're definitely trying too hard, some 40 woman.
here's
You
the,
know, I feel like the Spurs beating LeBron again would be pretty great.
That would be kind of
I am
hilarious.
more intrigued by I'm more intrigued by the conference finals than I am with the finals.
Then tell me you're like
Well, I mean,
Western
I think
and
you mean
Eastern.
the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, because I
'Cause I
feel
mean,
like,
like-
I'd be cool to see like the Celtics and the Cavs go it out again.
yeah, because Isaiah Thomas is a
They
fucking
could give
ball.
them a run.
I don't know. I feel like
Celtics they got a good coach, a young team. They're doing it right. I hate them because they're the Celtics, but like I can't
right, but
not
like,
respect
do you
them.
think like without a player like LeBron, any other team from the East could really take down the Spurs or Warriors?
I don't think
No,
any
but
team
I'm
is
just
going
talking
to take
about the
down either of
conference
those
finals.
teams.
Oh, in the conference finals. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be cool to see the Celtics there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't root for them, or you know what? Miami, Cleveland.
that
I'd
would
be
be
down for
pretty
Miami,
great.
Cleveland. Because it's just the whole LeBron confusion of like, is he going to go back? I don't know. He still wants to play with D Wade. He takes off practice to go vacation, like in the middle of a training, of an off day practice to go to
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
I know he's still got a house in Miami.
Yeah.
That's cool backstory.
What would you like to see the Western Conference?
If it's got to be the Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see the Clippers Warriors because I like that rivalry.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
I like the Spurs Warriors, but it's not as intriguing.
Yeah, I feel like
as-
the
as,
Warriors
like-
may blow the shit out of the Spurs. if
It'll
they
be
play in the
more
playoffs.
because here's the thing: like, I am a favor of physical matchups in the NBA.
Yeah.
I like the fighting. I love it when they just start like they hate each other.
Yeah.
That makes for a better television series.
Yeah.
Because if they're just like, oh, we're all buddy and doesn't really work
Yeah.
out very well, and then you feel like it feels very boring and I want to have this like the sense of like I can't stand those guys, especially with the backstories of like oh, they got lucky.
Yeah, like Doc calling him out.
Doc
yeah,
calling
that was
him
funny.
out. Like, but there's a bunch of like just I don't know, not prima donnas, but like there's a bunch of people I don't really care for on the Clippers.
Yeah,
Just like
Chris Paul.
like Chris Paul doing. He's
He's
good.
kind of cool. Like, yeah, I
not
liked him a
bad.
lot more before he was on the Clippers. I feel like he's become more of like a whiner and like a front runner now that he's like on the Cups.
Part of it is the whole Laker debacle.
Yeah, that is kind of. Well, I feel like Lakers fans, including myself, are still not over that.
It still bugs me. It doesn't. The only thing that bothers me is that he re-signed with the Clippers.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, you stuck with them. They went and got Doc. They went and got him. I love the fact that they can't get along.
yeah,
And they all have a common enemy in the Warriors, and the Warriors are all like really, really tight. They're the exact opposite of the Clippers.
yeah. They got like a straight up team like dynamic. Like everyone loves each other. Kind of
Yeah.
seems like they got everyone's like got their role. You know, like Dre's the enforcer and Clay and Steph are like the Splash Bros. They love each other and all that. Like
Yeah.
it's just
There's like really good support with like Iguodala and
I love Iggy.
Yeah.
Back in like all the way back to those like Sixers days.
Oh
like,
yeah.
straight beast.
Drew Holiday and all those
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Those last couple of years of Iverson.
I would say Clippers and Warriors.
Clippers Warriors. You want the Western Conference Finals?
I'm gonna go with that. I mean, like obviously Spurs would be a good matchup too,
What do you
and
think,
like
Eric?
so would OKC.
Matchup.
Yeah. Like you can do if you feel like it, Western and Eastern Conference Finals, and then like Finals matchup. What do you think would be the best?
Western. You know,
Go ones and
I
twos all the
honestly
way?
feel like Warriors and Spurs would probably be the best series.
Yeah.
At least the most like hyped, and I'd want to watch. But I don't know if I've seen enough NBA this year to like say that one series would be better than another. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, the Spurs Warriors didn't have that really close games, but in the regular season. But you feel like they'll be tighter in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Spurs like always rise to the occasion, except for last year.
Yeah, and then the East. Honestly, it's hard to picture Cleveland losing.
Yeah.
So I think I like that the Cleveland Miami that could be decent.
That would be pretty good.
I'd like to see Cleveland finally do it. I'll be honest, like I wanted to see the Warriors.
They're not gonna do it. It's never gonna happen.
That's like asking the Browns
Cleveland's
to
a
win
big,
more than 5
fat
games.
mistake.
Cleveland's a mess.
Cleveland's a mess.
It's
The
never gonna
cities
happen.
of God
big,
forgot.
fat mistake.
Yeah, like every Cleveland
It's a
team
nasty city.
for the rest of my life.
Have you seen the Cleveland tourism video?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
a
so
solid,
funny.
that's a solid one.
That was before LeBron James
As much
left.
as Cleveland
Yeah.
deserves to win a title, they also don't deserve to win a title in some ways.
No, I just want to see it happen. Just like end it.
My first contribution in 20 minutes is to talk mad shit about Cleveland. Fuck Cleveland. Your city's garbage.
Yeah.
Fuck Cleveland. Like they made 2 of these.
Everyone, come and look at both of our buildings. Passing through the pavement near the street. Who knows, you might even see this guy. You should come on down to West 6th Street. It's the perfect place if you're a douchebag.
I think the second one's better.
Buses. Who the fuck still uses a payphone?
This is from 2009. Shit.
Yeah.
Greatest carrying jobs out of Cleveland. Cleveland leads the nation in drifters. There's a statue of Moses Cleveland. He's the guy who invented Cleveland. Yeah!
All right, we gotta get the second one in there.
Fun times in Cleveland, yeah, Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS and see the sun almost 3 times a year. This guy has at least 2 DUIs. That look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Let's go down in East Cleveland or you'll die. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is crippling depression. We're so retarded that we think it's hard because we're so at least we're not.
Jesus Christ.
We're not
Steve, how could you fuck up this badly?
Jesus fucking Christ. Cleveland was just too powerful.
Yeah.
Steve just throwing water all around when there's like high like a bunch of like electronic shit and like like microphones and wires.
Yeah.
And
I haven't even started my tequila yet.
I was gonna
We're in
say
for a good night.
stone sober. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Again, how's Steve not the one with his shit together out of everybody here?
It's because neither, like, I haven't moved and Eric's like a alcoholic.
Good point.
All right. So what's our next topic here, Steve?
Should we
don't
talk
matter.
about our Death Grips concert?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Oh,
that
that's a
was
great
such a
idea.
good show.
That was a good.
I wanna know how
we'll
that
get to
was.
what we were talking about before. I was not like a sidestep, but I just think this is a more interesting
It
topic.
is. It is.
And
Let's
I
do
can
this.
kind of through talking through this, maybe we can get into
No,
another.
I'd love to know what it was
another
like.
topic. So yeah,
Yeah, we saw Death Grips in Pomona on 420.
The day itself, we went to go see
Carrying the
Death
tradition.
Grips.
Yeah,
Reckoning.
the Fox Theater in Pomona, and kind of disappointed in some of the Fox Theater's bullshit.
Fox Theater, not a great venue, but
They threw away
It's
the bottle
Pomona.
cap. Why did they do that? Did we ever figure that out?
I truly could not.
So
tell
I bought
you.
a bottle of water, you know, because when you go up to the bathroom in the second floor or whatever, or the balcony floor,
Yeah.
and I was getting like a PBR and a bottle of water. So when I get it, at the time the plan was I was gonna chug the beer and go see if I can get down to the floor because I had floor tickets.
Okay.
So I buy the bottle of water and I'm gonna put it in my pocket, So like, because I assume when I'm jumping around in the on the craziness on the floor, if it was in my hand, it would get knocked out. Or actually, no, I should rephrase that. I was gonna have a bottle cap on it so it wouldn't spill. And then when I buy it, they take the bottle cap off. They throw it out before she throws it out before she hands it to me.
Okay.
And what maybe you can explain why she would do that.
Maybe
You got
they-
rid of the bottle cap when she gave you the drink.
Yeah,
It was a pointed thing. We asked like, "Oh, you have to do that," and she said yes.
maybe they don't want you like throwing bottle caps on the stage or something. But that would be worse to throw a bottle of water on the stage.
Yeah.
than a
But
But I
bottle
mean,
cap.
you could. I mean, like a bottle cap would be harder to throw than like a coin, and
Yeah.
like you could have coins in your pocket.
Would
Yeah.
that prevent putting anything in the drink?
No.
no,
No,
not at all.
I feel like
It
if
doesn't make
anything,
any sense.
if anything, it'll make it easier to put things in the drink because you don't have
Right.
something like stopping you from putting it in the drink by the
My-
cat being on.
my only
Yeah.
guess is that there's some way they can charge an additional fee, or they're not subject to a certain tax by opening the water bottle, and it's like basically they're it's like a bartending service rather than them just supplying you with a bottle of water.
That makes
You
sense.
can't,
Wow.
You can't
That's
refill
what-
it.
That would
Wow,
be-
are you fucking kidding me?
I get. Well, I mean,
I mean,
that's
you can't
literally the
refill a
only
drink.
reason that I think
that's
makes
literally
sense.
the
Like,
stupidest shit
'cause
if
there's
that's
no-
true.
Like other than that, they just like I think
God,
that
some
that
of
kind
these
of like
fucking laws
wanting
are
to
the
save a
dumbest
dime.
shit.
I think wanting to save a dime is a much more like reasonable way they would be trying to make money than like a much more reasonable explanation for that than like they're just really assholes.
Yeah, I think it's just they don't want you to reuse that bottle.
They are nods. This is a good diss track. We're putting on the fucking Fox Theater, man.
Hashtag-
They're gonna get
Seriously
after
though,
us.
what
We're
kind
gonna
of?
Twitter
I've
beef.
never seen that at any venue
We're gonna
ever.
Twitter beef with the fucking Fox Theater on Pomona.
That's just,
Anyway, so
well, because I mean, it ended up not being a big deal because we couldn't go down to the
Yeah.
floor. But had we been able to, I would have lost the water. Like, there's no,
No,
way that
it's-
water was
it-
getting in my mouth
it was
Unless I
irritating.
chugged it.
Like
because the floor they were going hard down there.
yeah, no, it was silly. Well, their other choice where we went there with a friend of ours,
Yeah.
Mr. Alex, other Alex,
The other Alex.
we pre-gamed at a Motel 6.
Oh,
there
and did we
in
pre-game?
Pomona. That was
It
pretty.
was
fun.
actually in Claremont.
It was
right?
Claremont. It wasn't.
Yeah, it
Claremont.
was right
It was
off
a
the
nice,
freeway.
You know what I have to say? Nice Motel 6.
Yeah, honestly,
The,
I was very happy with it.
The dude at the front desk when I checked in, very friendly. He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
And the room, it was fine. I slept. pretty well.
I know issues with our
No
room.
shampoo in the rooms. That's weird.
I didn't
right?
take a
That's
shower
a Motel
there,
6
so-
thing, though.
they just don't have shampoo?
I've been to a couple of them.
I guess it's a way to save a dime. Like
Yeah, they only have the little bar of soap,
yeah,
and it's basically like they're just providing with a bed,
yeah.
and it's pretty clean and sleek. I've stayed at the
I like-
airport one and the one in King City.
It was fine. Like I had absolutely no problem with the room.
Oh yeah, it's very basic, and they kind of keep it like
cheap.
that. The only thing I wish is that the pillows were nicer.
It was not the best night's sleep that I've ever had. In my
Yeah,
life.
the bed's kind of rough, and
And
the pillows could
yeah.
be nicer, but
I'm an
Well,
easy
actually,
sleeper,
to
so
be
it was
honest,
great for
I
me.
kind of
Yeah.
woke up like 3 hours. Like I woke up at I went to bed at probably like 1:30. Woke up at like 5. And actually felt very well rested and shit. But like just went back to bed because I'm like, well, I can sleep for another like 2 hours.
Right.
And then of course woke up and just felt like shit when I woke up.
Yeah, as
Again,
it
later
always
on.
happens.
Yeah, it was great. Really fun thing to then have to get from there to back to like LA and drive like 2.5 hours in traffic. It was great.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, so the Death Grip show though, pretty great, I have to say.
Oh no, it was
They
a
put on a
great
good
show.
show.
Was it the traditional line with obviously Zach Hill,
Yeah.
Stephen,
Flatlander,
Steven MC Ride, Death Grips.
MC Ride.
That's his name.
MC Ride, Flatlander, and Zach Hill is how I know the three of them.
or Flatlander was in it?
Yeah, Andy Morin.
Okay,
Flatlander.
because I thought he was the anointed one that was like missing in action for a while.
I think that was like
That
two,
was
that
like-
was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
That's like,
that was
I just wanna
been a
make sure
while.
he's
Yeah,
okay.
No, he's been back for a while.
It's been
I'm
like-
sure.
Yeah, that was just when they
Like, yeah,
got
they
booted
broke
from their
contract.
label and
Yeah.
like because they uploaded No Love Deep Web
Right.
when Epic was like, yo, you guys released an album like a couple months ago, hold off, and they were like, fuck off, and they just released it but for free,
Yeah.
and then they were like, okay,
Yeah.
you're getting dropped.
They got the
And
Prince
I think
treatment.
Flatlander may have
sued,
been
yeah.
in some like legal issues.
Yeah, they
'cause
got
of that.
sued, and he like was the person who was like under like it was his name was on the contract or something, so he like went in hiding. But like that blew over really quick. I'm pretty sure like he was only not on tour with them like during the No Love Deep Web like era. Like but when Government Plates came out, whatever, like a year later, he was already back on tour with them.
Okay, that's good. That was the one point I didn't know who was doing what
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
So I knew like
Yeah, when that happened, they like canceled a bunch of shows anyway.
right.
Yeah. But there were a couple of shows where it was just Zach
'Cause, yeah, I
and
think-
MC Ride.
I believe we figured out that they were playing their Coachella set because it was in between
I assume that's the
Coachella
explanation.
weekends.
That's how it
Because it was
works.
only
like-
an hour long.
Well, that was
Really?
the thing.
Yeah.
This was okay. So I looked up online just to see what time they're supposed to go on the Fox Theater's site. They had the list times or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were scheduled to go on at 10:20. So I figure, okay, we'll get there at 10:20, ish. We'll get 10:15, a little bit early. But they probably won't go on until 10:30, whatever. We figured they'll probably go on late. That's a pretty standard thing to do, right? Nope.
Yep.
10:20 exactly. They start playing their first song.
Any opener?
No, there was
Yeah,
an
the
opener, but we didn't
Savages.
get there for.
Yeah,
it.
we-
there was a 40 or
We had drugs to take and liquor to drink before that.
yeah,
happened.
we had to do some. We had to get kind of baked and
Some illicit
drink,
activities.
some really good rum.
that was
did that rum get
such
polished
good
off?
rum.
We
Yeah,
finished it the
okay,
other day. It
sorry.
was really good.
Dude, don't worry. I honestly
so
couldn't
good.
remember if we had finished it or not before we left.
Thank
so.
you, Alex. It was
Oh,
delicious.
dude, that's the only reason I got it because it was on like a really good sale. I wouldn't
Yeah.
usually get something that was fucking
Yeah,
expensive.
shout out to
but-
Super King.
Super
Good deals
King.
on that
Good-
rum,
good
which I can't
price on
remember
Ron
its name,
Zabaka.
but was good.
We had like a Cuban screwdriver with some lime juice in it. With
That's
it, it was
a-
so good.
It's a solid drink.
It was really delicious.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorites. Anyway, so they back to the Death Grips. Yes, they went on at 10:20 and then played it exactly an hour. At like 11:20, they went off stage and the house lights came up and they started ushering people out.
Yeah, it was literally
No
1
encore.
hour.
So I figure that at Coachella they probably have a pretty tight set and like they probably have pretty tight times. So I guess that's probably what. But it was just like literally they got up on stage, they played exactly an hour of music. There was no like banter in between.
Nope, they didn't say a
took
single word
That-
other
that
than the
That
song.
sounds like
See,
Death
that
Grips.
doesn't make sense because Coachella, obviously you're restrained to that.
Right.
And you could obviously rehearse for that. There's no reason to do that at an actual show.
Well, it's. I would assume that it's easier to like spend your entire time in between Coachella doing things other than like let's figure out a set for the Fox Theater at Pomona. They
Yeah.
probably don't want to be doing that. They probably just are like, all right, we already know this set. Let's do this set. This is our set.
Plus, they're like real eccentric. I feel like that's totally on their radar to like say like do exactly that, not talk to the audience at all, and then just get out of there.
How much did you pay for it, if you don't mind me
The
asking?
show was, I believe, 40.
It's not too bad.
$40.
I paid more because I scalped mine off of like one of those ticket apps, but it was $40 list. I think I paid like $80 for mine.
That's still not that terrible.
Yeah, but for an hour of music.
Yeah. That's,
I'd easily pay $40 again for Death Grips. That show was fucking fun.
Yeah,
When
it
they-
was,
when they
I
come
have
down
no
again.
regrets about doing it.
I mean,
It was just-
if you are not that big of a Death Grips fan, maybe it's not that worth it. But if you like them as much as I do, then like,
Yeah.
that show
Yeah.
was so great.
I have to say they sounded like really surprisingly one of the bands that I've ever heard that like said they almost sounded the closest to how they've sounded on the album and like live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they sounded
very
really,
tight,
really good,
really,
really
like
tight.
just on their shit. Like
when they tour in support of this new album that's coming out in a couple weeks, like I'm sure they'll come back to LA. We'll have to go
Oh,
see them.
I'm definitely gonna
like
see
I'm
it.
definitely ready for it.
I guess I kind of expected them to have more personality live, but I mean that's
I didn't have any expectations, but I was fine with what I saw. But
Yeah.
if they had more personality live, that would be a plus. But it's
I don't think that that's anything against them really. Like that's a choice you can make, and that's that's
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
much
think
just-
about like
that's,
Godspeed. When we saw Godspeed,
they didn't.
they just played their set and that was it.
I guess
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
they played for 2 hours.
And I
Right,
almost
but
feel
I mean,
that-
like,
And here's the thing: is like they tried. I'm sure Death Grips is similar. I know there's like how much did we pay for tickets? Was it 40 again?
yeah, it was something like
Okay,
that.
so about a similar price for
Yeah.
Godspeed, but I felt I got more out of that than I would say, and like I wasn't there, so I can't say like, oh my god, the quality point for point was worth it.
right.
You know.
I mean,
So I mean, because here's this: how much you paid? You paid how much for the hotel
35.
overall? Everybody?
I paid 35 and Alex paid 35.
Okay, so
It was 70 for the room. We
70
split
for
it
the
two
room.
ways.
okay, so that you paid a little bit more for an hour of music,
Well, I mean,
plus $40 each. So
that's not like a set thing. That's just
plus-
a location thing.
plus the weed,
It was
plus
in
the
Pomona.
liquor. I'm just saying the overall experience cost this much. The whole show cost an hour. Was an hour.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I'd argue that the experience was like
But here's
that was
the thing.
part of the 420
If
experience.
it's
Part of
worth
was
it-
just,
if it's
like,
worth it,
hanging out
then
in
I
a
have no
hotel room
issues.
And
Yeah, if
just-
were it not 420, then I probably would not have gotten a hotel room and
Exactly.
smashed down
Okay.
and got as wasted as I did.
the only,
mean-
the
but it
only
was
reason
420.
I,
Well,
yeah.
Of course, I
It
was
was Electric
do that.
Wizard. We did Electric Wizard last year. That was a good 2 hours or something.
So, I mean, for me, it was literally that I had to like drive from here, from my house to LA that morning, and then I was gonna have to drive from LA to Pomona, and then if I wanted to go home, I would have to drive back from Pomona to Ventura after a Death Grip show.
That
That's like
drive,
a 3-hour
No,
drive.
I
and,
totally
like,
get- I totally get
I get
that.
home at like 4:30, and then I have to leave my house at 8 a.m. or 8:30. So like it just would not work. Like
No,
literally,
that-
I'd be like running on 3 hours of sleep. So
That
it literally
drive-
was the only option at that
No,
point.
I totally get the
Yeah.
hotel room. It just seemed, and it just feels that, and maybe that was, if the Death Grips thing is part of the larger 420 experience.
Sure. I mean, it was a good show to go to on 420. I'm
Yeah.
glad I did it. Like,
I like the sound of this.
but no, I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't the most like. It was a very good show, but it wasn't.
Oh no,
like,
I thought it was great.
I feel like well, okay. This was the other thing that as we were trying to enter, our other friend Alex had. Did we talk about the vape? I don't think we mentioned that, right?
No, not yet.
No,
The vape thing. So Alex had a vape pen with him.
Okay.
And it had basically it was I'm not gonna say what was it. It was something. It was just a vape pen.
Yeah.
it was a
Uh,
vape pen,
It was
like
a
Yeah.
vape pen.
like how e-cigarettes
Yeah.
are very popular. Vapor,
Right.
Yeah.
vaporizing.
Exactly. So they had, he had it in his pocket or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you can't bring it. You can go put it in your car." And we're like, "Well, we took an Uber here." And they're like, "Oh, well, you're gonna have to throw it away." So he like takes off the cartridge and tosses that in the trash can. And they're like, "You got to throw away the battery too," which is like the battery doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
on its own, you can't do anything with the fucking like like a vape battery, and they pat you down before you can go in there too. So like, I don't know. I felt like that was just needless, like ass covering.
yeah. Next time we'll have to put it in the shoe.
Yeah.
It's like how we went to like a festival over last summer.
Yeah.
Me and like two other guys who but I'm not going to mention their names out of like anonymity or whatever,
Sure.
But like it was at the what's the name of the venue? I can't even remember. In the observatory in Santa Ana.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that it was like a metal festival, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was it was basically like a stoner metal
Yeah.
420 festival, but it was like in the summer. And one of my friends, he had 2 packs of cigarettes. One had cigarettes in it, and one of them had like 5 or 6 joints from the dispensary in it.
Uh-huh.
And they confiscated all of his joints. They searched both of his packs of cigarettes, and they made him like throw out all the joints. And it was such bullshit. And then the next day, we brought joints in and just put them in our wallet, and they didn't even look like they didn't even like ask to look in any of it. So it was like what kind of bullshit is that? Like searching like, and he had like 6 or 7 joints in his fucking pack. So it was like that was probably like $30-$40 of joints like that they made him throw out. You know, It was like big bullshit. I was so pissed. So like basically concert venues, like it's gonna be legalized soon anyway. Fuck you.
So yeah.
I got so high and I like watched like fucking Earth like just make tones. It was so nice.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with like if private venues
Yeah.
or private companies, what are venues, if they'll still allow it.
I heard that Toronto, I think it's legal there. Toronto, there's some nightclubs that will allow you to like smoke weed in the nightclub. So like that's a thing that like we could look forward to potentially. I don't think that like anywhere in like Colorado or like Oregon or anything has anything like that yet. But like I think that Toronto has had it legal for like roughly the same amount of time.
Okay.
So that's like a thing that could happen in the near future. And like if there's one place where you're gonna want people to like smoke weed, it's a fucking concert venue, because
Seriously.
they're not gonna be getting in fights, and there's also like food trucks
Oh, yeah.
everywhere. Like you're gonna be selling a bunch of food. Like come on,
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
there's no reason for it. And we live in
Fucking
California.
textile industry, go fuck yourselves.
We live in
Bunch of faggots.
California. Like weed should be legal already. Like how did we not legalize it before like Colorado and fucking Oregon did? Like we've had medical forever. Like I think we were like the second medical
Yeah.
state, like
Yeah.
behind Alaska. Like come on, we've had it since like the 90s or something almost. It's been like something ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
Like fuck you concert venues, you fucking assholes.
Amanda's.
Oh, cool.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah.
Anyway,
so good.
overall,
So-
fun
Oh yeah,
experience.
Death Grips was great.
I can't buy Drake when he tries to be like tough. Can you guys at all? Like, you know.
No, Drake is a child
He's not-
actor.
He's not
Yeah.
trying to be tough. He's a child actor. Nobody wanted to believe he was a rapper, but now he's the biggest rapper in the game. Like fuck you. That's the whole song.
Yeah.
What's next on the gambit here?
We got Amanda here. Come on down.
We've got Amanda with us.
Hey,
And Amanda,
yeah,
you've got a blog.
I do
Which we
have
have
a
talked
blog.
about.
We're going to talk about that again.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the first time we're talking about it.
We're not going to address it.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I started this blog. Basically, it's kind of an outlet for when I want to learn about something.
And when did
It's
you start
yeah.
it?
Oh gosh, I started it. Okay, maybe I started my blog like 9 months ago. I was in Long Beach. I was kind of chilling in this old job that I
I
had.
remember you were living near. Was it Adam? Is that the guy's name?
Oh, did Adam live in Long Beach? No, Adam. Oh,
Oh,
no.
that was Santa Monica.
I did live by Adam though when he lived in West LA, but then I moved down to Long Beach.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. So then I was
Yeah,
separate
Santa
from
Monica's
everyone.
not quite Long Beach. I'm getting my
No.
geography wrong.
They're both legit, but Long Beach is more legit. But then I moved up to Ventura, which is fabulous.
So you started when you moved to Ventura or before?
Before, when I was in Long
Long
Beach.
Beach, okay.
Yeah, just because I was like not feeling that productive there. It was like a really chill beach town. And I
Yeah.
started to feel like
That Snoop
maybe
Dogg life.
Yeah,
Long
exactly.
Beach and Compton.
LBC was getting to my brain and I needed some help. So I thought I'd get a blog to make me want to learn things.
Okay.
And it helped a little bit.
And what websites do your blog on?
What's my blog website?
Yeah, like what kind of? I mean, are you?
Oh, okay. I made it through.
WordPress.
I'm not
WordPress,
familiar
thanks.
with blogs.
So
Okay, I did a little
Okay,
research
WordPress.
right
Oh,
before
thank
the
you.
show.
I should have done some research.
It's okay.
Okay, so it's on WordPress.
I'm stalkish like
WordPress.
and
that.
do you have a URL you'd like to plug?
Sure. You can all visit dailyschmanz.com. Schmanz is SCH, like the Jewish sound.
Yeah.
But I haven't written it in about 4 months, so.
Right, but I'm sure you're still planning on
Oh,
doing it whenever
yeah.
you encounter something.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Your,
Definitely.
your blog's mostly about when you encounter new things,
No.
or just learning new things.
It was just when I'm feeling unproductive and I feel like I need to get a little bit of knowledge in my life. And if I feel like I've gained some knowledge that I feel is important for someone else to learn, might as well put on my blog, right?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, I was thinking about starting a beer series on there. I
Beer
did
series?
one like introduction post on it, basically just going through all the different types of beer
That
And I
you
was-
like.
No,
or-
just
or-
all the types of beer.
Okay, just IPAs.
You could say that I like
stouts,
all
that.
types of beer, but this is just an introduction to get me started. So
Okay.
go on there for an introductory version, and there's a little bit about art on there. I was on a big art kick for a while. Big art in Cuba too. I know we haven't talked about that yet, but
No, yeah, we'll get to Cuba in a little bit. But so what kind of beers do you like primarily? You said you liked all beers, but do you have favorites?
well, okay. I don't know if this is cliche yet, but I think everyone in the beer world right now is going towards the sours, and I love that. I really love. It's like drinking liquid candy.
Sours are, yes.
It's
Sours are fucking dang.
yes.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. All right, so you like sours.
All right,
Yeah, I
ready?
do love
Do you have
sours.
a particular breweries that you enjoy right now, or anything you'd like to recommend?
Well, I think a big thing just for Ventura County is Casa Agria.
Casa Agria?
Yeah, because they're focusing on the sours right now. So
Okay.
definitely on the
And
Tip of the trend.
which city in Ventura County are they from?
Nard.
The Nard. All right.
Nerd.
The Nard way.
All right.
I
Check
like the
them
way you
out.
say the nard.
Yeah.
Do you like Belgians?
Oh, I think everyone and their mother does.
Yeah, no, Belgians are. To be
Especially
honest,
the mothers.
I feel like
My mother
'Cause it's an
loves
easy
the
beer to drink.
Belgians.
I'm just saying.
My
But it's a
cousin,
fabulous beer.
No,
it
my
is
cousin
so
makes the
good.
Belgians.
I'm just a little bit tired of like
he
super hoppy
Belgian?
IPAs. I feel like that's like there's a lot of that
I have
in
a theory
California
that-
at least.
Everyone who says they like IPAs also doesn't believe in GMOs. you can let me know if you agree.
I don't believe in GMOs, and I still like IPAs. It's
I
my
mean,
favorite.
I believe in GMOs, but I do not believe that they're a big harm to society unless you're manufacturing some kind of harmful poison.
Oh,
but I
like-
don't believe in GMO labeling, is I guess what I'm supposed to say,
Oh,
or I'm meaning to say.
I believe in IPAs.
I'm
I-
more
I
I don't mind the
Vaccine?
style, but it's
Sugary
like
You're
stuff.
anti-vaccine?
I'm anti-vaccine. It causes autism, and it's gonna ruin America and Sonic the Hedgehog and everything. No, but so the beer scene. So your favorites are sours right now.
Right now, I think I'm gonna be sticking with
sours
sours
is
for a while.
Yeah, no, I've had a sour recently at Ladyface, and that was really good.
Ladyface. That's it. If you're looking to meet someone, go to Ladyface. I mean, a celebrity, someone.
okay.
I'm sure you
Looking
can
to meet some cool celebs.
go to
Do they all
Ladyface.
look
So
like
Ladyface.
is
Ladyface
Ladyface only in Agora, or do they have multiple locations?
Only.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a nice place.
Yeah.
I went there for my birthday last week. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, no,
So
it
what beer
was
did you
super
have there?
nice. I actually had Belgian style, and then I had the French Quarter, which had gin and a bunch of other shit. It had some liqueur. It was really good. But Ladyface had some good beers, had some good food.
Great balls.
We had some.
I remember getting a pretty good sandwich there. at
steak
one point.
tartare or something like that. That was pretty good. I had some sliders, but enough about them. So aside from the beer and the
ISIS.
ISIS,
Kidding.
yes.
Can we
I'm
talk
just
about
kidding.
how ISIS
No
really
ISIS in my
sucks?
blog. I did do a post on Islam just because I feel like it's something that we should learn about.
Do you have anything you
ISIS,
think
shout out.
people that would be in this room and also maybe listening would need to know about Islam that we may not know? Because I know a lot of Americans
sorry.
only know Islam through
Through
media
ISIS,
like
right?
Fox News and CNN,
sad.
MSNBC.
It makes me feel really bad because I feel like this is just history repeating itself over and over. I mean, we have the Jews coming back into play when it's another religion, and when you compare maybe
It's an Abrahamic religion like Christianity and Judaism.
And they've done studies. I'm trying to think what is the Muslim book?
The Quran.
The Quran. When they compare the Quran to the Old Testament, basically the Quran is so much less violent than the Old Testament is, and it just makes you feel
God's
really
not just
bad.
straight up
that-
murking niggas left and right.
Exactly. There's nothing more violent about the religion itself, other than the extremists that are
get
currently
ISIS.
like taking it too far
We're
and
about to get ISIS.
using it to
This-
push their
if
own
this
political
podcast
agendas.
goes
I would
live.
say
Right.
so. I'm all for reconciling
Is there
all
anything in
religions.
particular about Islam that really made you,
We're gonna be like,
challenge
brought
your
down for, like,
your
talking
own
shit about the
idea
caliphate?
of Islam that you learned that is like one thing that you could say, like, to summarize maybe.
Gosh, I went into it with a pretty open mind anyways. I had
Okay.
read what is that book? Zaytun. Which
All right.
have you heard of that?
No.
It was written by a guy that was he was living in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina.
Okay.
And his wife was Muslim, from what I remember.
All right.
And I just remember like hearing her struggles of wearing what's it called? wearing a burqa and walking around and being so judged just from the start. So I went to
Well,
a
yeah,
really
at that
open
time
way,
it was pretty bad for probably like 5 years after 9/11. I know
It's
the discrimination
sad.
was pretty high, especially in the southern states like Louisiana and all that. You know.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one thing that, I mean, this doesn't challenge my beliefs about Islam or Christianity. I would look at them all with an open mind and not consider one a violent religion. But I think one interesting thing that I did learn about Islam was that when they refer to God, they do not refer to God as having a he or a she gender. It's a genderless, I guess,
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
But they're very
Interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty
They're-
fascinating.
they're-
I know they're a
aesthetic.
patriarchal society, but I would have expected that Allah or whatever would be referred to as a he.
You might think, yeah.
yeah. Even their aesthetic tends to be not very involve humans
Yeah.
in their art.
Or
in their
is
artwork.
that just a nature of something like the fact that their language just? Never mind.
It's a lot of but it's a lot of
This is
mathematical.
complete speculation, so I'm not going to say
It involves a lot of mathematical patterns
Every religion is about
and floral designs.
Oh shit, Corey, bringing the truth about religion. Wow, are you Banksy? Are you just like revealing these truths to me? Whoa! Whoa, it's Banksy! He's telling us the truths about how religion's bad, and the man's keeping us down.
everyone's so asparagus.
Oh no! Banksy's at it again! Sorry.
Okay, so beer, Islam,
Yeah, it's basically your run of the mill.
It's funny because they can't drink.
That's a
So,
tragedy. It's a
Amanda.
goddamn tragedy.
Kinda, I mean, I don't know. Like,
recently, or
Maybe
maybe not that
tourism.
recently. I think it was actually last July or August or so.
My birthday?
I don't know when it was, but we went to a karaoke bar in LA. And I remember when we went to pick up some booze from the liquor store right in the same parking lot, you knew some Chinese and you were speaking to the guy working there. Would you like to explain how you know
hilarious.
Chinese?
Well, I know Chinese. Basically, my kick on Chinese occurred when I was interning for Homeland Security. I did that for a summer, and basically I got on this
Homeland
whole
Security.
Homeland Security, that one department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That excellent department. You
Love that
keeps
department.
us safe.
Tell us about your time in the CIA.
Yeah. No.
You were, in the submarines and, doing some Solid Snake style
did you like
missions.
assassinate a man with like a silenced pistol, like at like a ball or something like that?
No, like
That's what
some
I'm
piano
imagining.
wire,
Yeah.
I do play the piano.
choking niggas out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how she got the wire. But anyway, how did you learn Chinese, or was it Mandarin? I know there's a couple
No,
different
exactly,
Chinese
Mandarin
languages.
Chinese, yeah.
That's the standard one,
Yeah,
right?
there's
or the
basically this-
government one, right? Like the official.
I would say, yeah, the government doesn't. I mean, in China,
Obviously, they're gonna talk, or release in multiple versions
Right.
of Chinese, but I assume the Mandarin is like the nation standard, right?
so yeah, think like Mandarin goes for most of China, and then Cantonese is for Hong Kong and the Canton province or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, so I learned Mandarin just after being in Homeland Security. It did kind of make me think that I did want to
Well,
get into
when did
some part of-
you learned it at your time at Homeland Security?
No, that's what inspired me to learn it.
Oh,
And then so
okay.
I interned at Homeland Security during my summer between my junior and senior year of college. And so when the wheels started rolling there, when I got to college for my senior year, I decided I was going to study Chinese for that whole year. And then I ended my summer of my senior year in Shanghai.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I had this really
How was that city, by the way?
Oh, I love it.
We don't
I'm-
often hear like real accounts of China in America here that are
Really?
accurate.
I mean, for me, I just had the best time in China. I just think that the people, especially their attitudes towards foreigners, something like that,
That's
but
a
a
good
little
point.
bit differently.
That's a good point, Corey.
No, I really did love China though.
How
I
long
think-
were you there for?
I was there for almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months. Wow.
Yeah.
And what year was this?
This was 20. What year did we graduate? 2014.
Okay, so 2014. You were there for 2 months. Wow.
Yeah. And so I spent most of my time in Shanghai, but I traveled also to Beijing and to Hong Kong, where I had this Navy SEAL cousin who works
Okay.
for Apple. He lived in Hong Kong for like 3 years and basically put all of our family to shame with his accomplishment.
He's like the incredibly high bar, like
Yes,
everything else is judged
exactly.
It's
Okay.
like a Navy SEAL who works for Apple. Like, how does that
He
even
also
happen?
did go to Stanford Business School.
Okay, well, I guess that. I guess he's just one of those people that's just like that great at everything.
Yeah,
it's like, all right,
exactly.
well, okay, like. Good
I just
work.
had dinner with him tonight too.
Oh, nice.
I was like driving there. I was driving to the restaurant to meet him, and I got stuck in terrible traffic behind this accident. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? Don't worry about being late. Do you want me to read the entire menu to you so I can order for you?" And he literally did. He started going line by line, and I got to the restaurant. It was a 4-page menu. He was going to read
Jesus.
me that whole thing.
That's a weird reaction to someone being slightly late.
Well, once we got done with the appetizers, I was like, "Hey, I think I'll be there soon enough. Talk to you soon, Rick."
Yeah.
Shout out to Rick.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought you were like there at the restaurant,
Oh, no.
and he was like, "I'll read you the menu." I was like, "That makes way less sense." Okay, on
He's
the phone.
a
Okay,
giver.
I actually get that. That kind of makes sense if you're
No.
on the phone, but no, in person it had a really different tone. So I missed that part of that conversation, and I was a lot more confused than everybody else. I'm like, "That wait, what?" Everybody else seemed to be taking it in stride.
He really read the menu to you? I think that actually
He was
happened.
doing it. He's like, "So here we go. We got the antipasti. Let's see. We got bruschetta. What's the word? Oh, burrata. Do you know that?"
You just
What's the dish?
Right?
I like started spacing out. I was looking. There's like a big accent, so I was trying to like look at the accent up ahead of me. And I tuned back in, and he's on to. So we got some soups, some salads, a mozzarella bar.
There's some bread and maybe some olive oil with that.
Yeah.
They have Coca-Cola. They have Diet Coke. They have Coke Zero.
No Pepsi.
They have Dr. Pepper.
Sprite. There's this tablecloth here.
They have ginger ale.
Have you guys had ginger ale and Fireball?
Sparkling
By the way,
water.
It's good.
That is Christmas in
European
your
style.
cup.
Fireball,
I-
That's
like,
amazing.
every
The-
time I drink Fireball, I'm just like,
The last
I've
time I
never
had
heard-
Fireball, we were drinking Fireball and what's the apple cider? The Angry Orchard apple cider.
Oh.
Playing fucking Magic the
Oh, that was,
Gathering.
That's kinda
that was a
cool.
great
like
night.
super late at night.
if you
It
can
was.
have 2 of those, you're gonna have a stomach ache.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I
no,
got
it
past
was-
2 of those, bruh. So,
Fair enough.
you mentioned earlier something about Cuba.
Oh yeah, I did. I just got back from Cuba on Monday.
Monday, and today is what, Saturday?
Today is
we do
Saturday.
things.
No, I was in Cuba for about a week.
Back some cigars.
I did. I brought back
Nice.
5
Whoa.
boxes.
Do you have any on
Do
you?
you have any on you?
Yes.
Yes, like,
I was gonna bring it here, but my mom took them from me at dinner.
I used to smoke cigars.
I
our
said,
dream.
"Don't worry, there's somewhere in my apartment. Let's come back."
Well, yeah.
We'll
no.
put this conversation on pause for
Yeah,
about
we'll
the
make this
cigars.
happen.
I'll bring this back.
Excellent.
They're cohibas.
No,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try a Cuban cigar.
My
Okay.
dad,
Big
to be
old
fair,
meaty
I think we
cigar.
had a great time actually smoking cigars together.
my
sounds
my
fun.
father one time did get a Cohiba, and
Yeah?
he used to smoke cigars pretty regularly. And he smoked one Cohiba, and apparently it was like so strong he just like stopped smoking them for a while. It
Oh,
was,
shit.
I don't know. He has a kind of habit of like one thing like makes him vaguely sick, and he'll be like, "No, never again." Like I have an allergy, like really like throws him off of it. But I don't know.
Shit, dog.
Maybe it was like an old one or something like that. It's pretty funny.
Did you get your son on like
Huh?
the Buena Vista Social Club?
I did go to Buena Vista Social Club. That was actually probably one of my favorite experiences in Cuba.
Yeah,
Nice.
the music has to be.
So,
pretty
so
good.
in
Like,
Cuba,
that's
where
gotta be
did you go? You were there for 9 days.
Yeah, so we
Where, did you stay in like a hotel or a family friend?
It was all hotels. So we went with
Okay.
an alumni group, and basically the alumni
An alumni group?
Yes, it was for North
What
Carolina
college?
State,
North Carolina State. Okay.
which was arranged for my mom, who went to Wayne State, but we got hooked
Is
up
that
with
in
North
North Carolina?
No, Wayne State is actually in Michigan.
How did you get hooked up with North Carolina?
It sounds like all the Michigan people, there weren't enough people that were down to go to Cuba. So
Okay.
then they kind of merged the 2 groups together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It was good though. I learned I like North Carolina people. So I was in Havana for probably mostly Havana. So 4 or 5 days tops, and then
Was it a kind of nice hotel or is it more like a hostel?
oh no, it was really nice because it was a Spanish hotel chain, the Melia. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but it's
I have
actually
not.
Of course,
it's
yeah.
outside of Cuba.
Yeah.
And it was so nice. It even had a bidet in it. which I still don't know how to use.
Hey, I have to say,
Yeah.
I went to when I was in Prague, they had a bidet in the hotel room
Did
that I
you
stayed
use
at.
it?
You know what? I'm gonna say I did. I used it.
You used it?
We would, like, there was one day. Okay, it's kind of nasty. Just like until like not like super nasty, but just like we had a day where we like walked around a lot.
You had a
And like when we
bidet where
got
you
back,
walked
and I had a
around?
bidet. I had my own hotel room, and we had like a bidet in it. And I was
Nice.
like, all right, I'm gonna use this bidet, and I did, and it was a whole thing. It
Can
was
you
like, all right,
describe
that's
how
pretty
you use it?
comfortable.
Because I still don't know.
I mean, like, it just sort of squirts water on your butt crack and butthole. Like, I mean, there's really not too much. There's really not too much to it.
It's like
it
when you-
washes your butthole. Like,
It's
that's
like
what
when
it
you're
is.
taking
It's
a
thing that-
shower.
Yeah.
And you take your back to the faucet of the shower head, and you just point it, and then you just like
It just sort of I mean, like,
you bend over.
there's no good way to
It's
say
when you
it.
bend
Here's
over
my
and you spread your
question.
ass cheeks.
Like,
It's
it
the same
has a
thing.
French name because that sounds a lot better than butthole washing machine.
It's the
but,
same
like,
thing. It's kind of like when you wash your ass in the shower.
So is it used as a substitute for or in conjunction with toilet paper?
I think.
I would say probably in conjunction. Like
In
you use it,
conjunction.
you
I think
use
so.
it, and then you use
Is the
toilet
toilet
paper.
paper
I'm pretty sure
dry?
you
So,
say-
like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
fancy
I'm pretty sure you
Japanese
say
ones
paper.
have,
I mean-
like, the
Oh,
fancy
I have a good
Japanese
question.
toilets.
Okay.
How do blind people know when they're done wiping?
They're too good at it.
Imagine, yeah.
They've had like many years of like planning that they've like figured out. They're like, oh man, I've wiped too much.
Ooh, baby!
I don't get it.
It's a joke.
Mm.
It's a funny joke.
I don't get it.
It's it's
Is that a?
You wipe
Is that
so
a?
hard, you're just like, God damn, it hurts now.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You probably just smell the paper.
No, you smell blood, dude.
I try not to.
Is this a fucking salsa ashtray?
I'm just saying.
That's how you know
Is
it
that
is.
not the most likely
Okay, I tell you what,
situation?
like,
The
you know,
smell
like,
it?
I don't
Yeah.
think they smell the paper.
pretty
That's what
sure-
I was wondering.
I'm pretty sure you go as
it's either
best
a
you
smell
can.
thing or it's a feel thing.
I'm
How
pretty
can
sure.
you
Okay.
feel it?
You wipe your own ass with your hand.
I feel like you
I
get.
wipe-
Wait, Eric. You get if you're blind, you get better like sensory like.
Or
like,
maybe they
feelings from
don't know
everything
and they
else.
just live on.
Daredevil
in their
Yeah, maybe
life.
they just
definitely
smell
knows
bad.
when
Maybe
his butt
blind
crack
people
is
are
clean.
disgusting.
I tell
Who
you what.
knows?
But here's the thing: if you're not
You know what I'm
done,
talking about, Jim?
okay. If you're not done, and you didn't know that, and your butt still itches, you probably need to wipe again.
True that.
I mean, I'm totally guessing, but I'm assuming it's a smell thing.
We're gonna.
It could be.
Because
But
once you wipe enough, there's nothing left on the paper. So if you
So they're
smell that,
smelling the paper every
also you
time
can-
they wipe.
no,
I'm
you-
pretty
How
sure.
miserable that must be. Like,
No,
think about,
no, no.
I bet they have some other strategy that just doesn't involve smelling shitty toilet paper most of the
Yeah.
time. Being like,
I mean, you smell
gonna-
your own shit when you shit, even if you don't smell the paper.
Yeah, but I
it's
don't
not
know.
that much
I
of a
don't
difference.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to get a
my
blind
butthole
person.
and then like sniff
So
it.
no,
Maybe that's your next
Like,
guest on
Yeah.
the show.
humiliating.
We're gonna have to get a blind person.
you can still feel if there's
I
still
really
shit
don't
in your
think
ass,
blind
in your
people
in your
do that.
sphincter. You can tell that the sphincter. You can know if there's like stuff still like there. Pretty sure.
Personally,
Depends
there's
on
been
the
times
shit.
where I wipe where I'm like, it just keeps going.
I've been there. I've been there.
I think there was like a Parks and
And I'm
Rec
not gonna
Ever
risk
just call
that.
it a day? Just leave it?
I mean,
Basically,
no.
the only
So-
the only chance that you have of being a human is killing yourself right away. That's all you need to know.
I feel like that's probably the morally responsible thing.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Exit
for
back.
blind
Like,
people?
if you like
or for all people?
Oh Jesus!
No, like if you
Some sort of crippled faggot,
What?
fucking kill yourself.
if you consistently are like
We do
wiping
not endorse eugenics on this show.
I do.
Speak for yourself.
Alex,
Oh no!
I induce or I am like in favor of every person that exists killing themselves. So
I mean, I can't disagree with
debate
your
me,
idea.
faggot. I'll kill you.
I feel like that's a reasonable stance,
Straight up.
So,
personally.
so okay, I have to ask this question. How are the Sammys in Cuba?
Okay, no, it's a great question. You always hear about a Cuban sandwich, right?
Yeah.
I
What is a
always
Cuban
do.
sandwich, by the way? I've never had one.
It's
A
delicious.
traditional Cuban sandwich consists of like slow roasted, like almost barbecue pork with like a
Okay.
marinated like lime or citrus marinade,
Nice.
Yes,
ham,
basically.
Ham. Okay.
Swiss cheese, and pickle
All right.
and mustard
It's really good.
Fascinating.
on like a plancha, like a
Panini press.
panini press.
It's delicious.
But let me say, it doesn't exist. At least in Cuba. They don't know what a Cuban sandwich is. You can ask them for
It's
a
like
Cuban sandwich.
probably like French fries for in France for the
Yeah.
longest time.
Well,
I sure
burritos
they
in
obviously
Mexico,
have them
right?
now, but I imagine 40 years
They're
ago
from-
they'd be like, "I want some French fries," and they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Are you talking about freedom fries?
What about Canadian bacon? Is it actually Canadian?
Is it Canadian bacon?
What about
Is it
Well,
Hawaiian
here's the
pizza?
thing, Eric. French fries from Belgium.
Oh,
Pommes
okay.
frites?
So
They're
the French
probably-
probably would have heard of
I think
it.
It's a
that ham,
misnomer.
like fried ham, is Canadian bacon, though. I think that they have like a
And-
thing there, you know,
And
like,
of course, like the famous is like the burrito is not a Mexican dish.
Yeah.
and how like hard shelled tacos are like not what they sell into Mexico,
Right.
you know? Yeah, the same thing.
Oh, here's a question. What do Mexicans call little donkeys?
Chalupes.
Burritos, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's a burro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
Donkey's a burro.
burrito.
Burrito. So it's a little donkey. Yeah. Little ass.
America just
Oh,
blew
that's a sweet
Hey.
ass.
Hey,
That's a sweet ass.
So,
Do we have a sound effect machine?
we'll throw the
should.
Next
podcast
episode.
thing.
Can we get like a
Steve,
boing?
that's not what you get. You
We're
get a
s-
soundboard.
This is only the
app
third episode. We're still
for your
in like
iPad
a
and be
production
like,
Oh,
mode.
yeah.
Can we reference the vault again?
Oh yeah, no, it's technically the 8th episode, but you know.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of like the Disney movies when they go back in the vault.
That's the.
Is that what you guys are
inspiration.
on the same level as is
Yes.
the Disney movies?
I
Yeah.
think so,
Technically,
yeah.
the 420th
Steve was
episode.
talking about how he felt like Walt Disney
There's,
earlier.
yeah. Alex made a photo of me with all our little Mitomos.
We should talk about Mitomo. Mitomo's
I don't know what a
pretty cool
Mitomo
app.
is.
We're going to talk about
What's
Mitomos really quickly.
Yeah. Oh, that's what the meat.
Yeah,
that's
they-
okay.
they-
I know
they-
that. I know
it's all
that.
those- yeah.
They made an app
Android.
where you can like create like a character and then you like respond to questions and stuff. It's
That's
like
like
a big like,
Bitmoji.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that, but like a little bit more in depth.
My favorite phrase in Chinese is "大家好."
Damn.
So,
Not have guessed that.
I did go through a really interesting time in my life where every time I got pretty drunk, I would only speak Chinese. And it made it really hard when I was at the club with my friends. But I do remember like waking up in the mornings and having like a text from like a random number saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I'll write back and I say, "Hey, I'm sorry. Who is this?" And they'll say like, "Oh, this is the DJ from blah, blah, blah last night. You came up to me and started only speaking Chinese. Good thing I know Chinese too." That's a real story.
true story, bro.
Solid.
Damn.
So I think we're going to go ahead and move on with the regular questions.
Okay.
Sure.
We have a standard series of questions
Oh,
we asked all
sweet.
our guests now.
Okay.
So I'll just go ahead and run through them.
All right.
What would you say is your biggest failure?
Gosh, I didn't take math in college, and I wish I did.
Okay. What are 5 things that you're either watching, listening to, reading, or just into?
Okay.
Just like other things.
So what I'm reading right now, I'll spell it because I don't like to say it. It's spelled D-U-T-Y. You'd say duty, but people don't really get it when you say it that way.
Is it Duddy?
No, duty.
Oh.
But people think you're saying duty.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm reading Duty right now. It's basically a kind of Robert Gates' reflection on his time as Secretary of Defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's awesome so far. I'm 20% through, and I don't know how I'm gonna get through the rest of the 80% because it's so long. But it's nice if you don't have that much insight on
Okay.
the war in Iraq, Afghanistan. So that's what I'm reading right now. What I'm watching, I just started the 2nd season of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I don't know. Have you guys seen that?
I've not.
It's on my
I watched
queue
the-
list. I never went through
My
it.
mom is
what's it
watching that
about?
right now.
It's precious. It's like so
Yeah, I
funny.
watched
She's
like the
loving
first
it so
half
much.
of the first season.
Huh?
I watched like half of the first season, basically.
It's
It's a-
good.
It's a good show. It's just I don't know why I didn't like go back and watch. The
What's
last
it about?
of
It's about a woman who. So it's played by Erin, right? Erin from The Office. Do you guys remember her?
I
Red
probably
hair,
know who
Andy's
she
girlfriend for a while until
Yeah.
he went on the boat.
Was. That's
She took Pam's place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's about her. She was kept underground, like
In a cult, right?
Yeah, in a cult,
Yeah,
basically.
she was, like, kidnapped when she
Is
was
the
14.
Reverend, quote unquote, got her, like kidnapped her, kept her underground in this bunker, told her everyone died, and it's basically just about her life coming back into the real world and trying to navigate around. Oh, she's so funny. She'll say like almost kid-like jokes, like she'll say something and then go not, or she said, "I'm in a stupid face competition. I'm coming in second," like trying to insult the other person. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. So it's really good. I'm enjoying that right now. What are the listening to my podcast right now. I always love the NPR Politics podcast. It's so good. But my newest kick that I got
Did
into
you
is
donate to
Embedded.
NPR?
I do. I did donate to NPR.
Did you do it during the drive? So you got some
I got a
sweet
track
merch?
jacket.
Nice.
Nice.
I would definitely advocate for everyone to donate to NPR.
If I didn't work a part-time bullshit job, I totally would, but I don't make
Nah.
enough money to donate to
You need that
my
for the
public
tax
radio.
write-offs.
I think I did, but I think actually the card that I put it on may have like expired and I never renewed it now that I think about it. So I was like, yeah, definitely. You got a year. And then you got like 2 payments or something like
Do you
that.
donate to
Anything
And
is
I have
something.
your
Is it KCLU?
I have your little tote
No,
bag.
I donated to KPCC when I did it
Okay.
because I was living in LA and
Oh,
Long
yeah,
Beach.
yeah.
I love KPC. It's great. But KCLU is also good.
What's the frequency for that?
KPCC?
Yeah. It's
88.3,
Yeah.
yeah.
My dad is in love with NPR. He watches it
Wait,
like or
is it
listens to every day.
88.3 the one here?
89.3 here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry. 88.3 is
Yeah.
here. 89.3 might be KPC.
Because when
I
I
don't
went to
think so.
Pomona the other day to see Death Grips, once I got like on to the 210, suddenly NPR was white noise, and I was like, oh shit,
No, you guys.
where's NPR?
It's okay. I got this right now.
My
I'm gonna
dad-
Google
I
it.
like KCRW a lot. I
My
like good
dad,
food.
like every day, will come home and be like, "Oh, I heard this great story on NPR. You gotta like start listening." He's like, "Oh man, I'm feeling like an old man now. I'm listening to NPR." I'm like, "Dude, come on, like,
893.
I'll
like
know that
young,
for next
like,
time.
hipsters listen to NPR."
Yeah, I love Tom Ashbrook.
Because my favorite
my
thing
guy.
about NPR
I'm a
is
Dave
no
Mattingly
commercials.
girl and a Kai Rizdal. Who doesn't love Kai?
I like Kyra's.
But have you
name
ever
is
seen
great.
Kai's picture? Have you ever seen? Oh, never mind. It's the best. But right now I'm listening to Embedded, which is like their newest
yeah.
podcast, right? So it's the deep investigative journalism.
Right.
My favorite one that I listened to so far is the girl going down to El Salvador
Okay.
and investigating kind of the gang violence there and how the gangs are basically like strong arming the entire city, the entire country, basically. And so I would definitely shout out to anyone that is looking for a podcast, listening to Embedded.
Embedded. Okay.
Embedded and NPR politics. It's always good, especially when they do the something you can't let go. So they talk about something that they keep thinking about throughout the week. And one thing I remember was the guy who sang "Baby Beluga" did his own political song.
Baby Beluga.
You know that song?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You want to pull it up?
So
on the
I think
podcast
with the
sometime?
song playing, we'll just move on to the next question.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So I'm going to turn this up. So what are 5 things that you were eating, drinking, smoking, or masturbating to?
Fascinating. Okay. Eating. Always eating popcorn. That's my go-to.
That's my
Definitely
butter.
eating popcorn
That's-
right now.
That's
Oh,
my
I wish I could be. I ate some. I did catch one. No one saw. No
That's
one
my-
heard this.
That's my buttery
caught-
bag
I
of
threw it, I
heroin.
know.
Did. He caught
I
it.
was here.
Or you threw it? I caught it.
I call popcorn my buttery bag of heroin. I can't get off
Oh
it.
Jesus!
Yeah. I watch movies just to eat the popcorn.
No, I definitely understand that statement.
Yeah.
At work right now, we're really into popcorn and hot sauce, Tapatio specifically. I'm not a Tabasco girl.
I love Tapatio. It's
It's
so,
so
good.
good.
It's the best.
so
I
good.
do
Cholula.
Cholula.
Cholula is also
Cholula.
great.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and you're a beer. You like the beers.
Always beer.
So you kind of demonstrate what you were drinking.
Yeah, sours. And I'm trying to go for more stouts lately.
I do love me a stout.
It's a great drink. What else? Oh, smoking. I just bought a bunch of Cuban cigars, Cohibas
Nice.
specifically. So I'll be smoking those for a while. What else am I doing?
Masturbating too.
Masturbating too. Usually penis. That's true.
Typically penis.
I'm trying to think if there's specific songs and that. I think we'll stick with penis. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go.
I
That's
feel
a good
like
call.
penis is a good thing to masturbate to.
Is it? I mean, like.
I think we've
yeah,
all masturbated penis here.
I know. I have.
Straight
I
hero.
think we all know that feel. All of our listeners probably know that feel.
I could
mean,
throw in a shout out to Trey Songs. I just started following you on Instagram. Thank you, sir.
Trey Songz is a hunk.
Oh yeah.
Is there like a specific, I don't know, penis type?
Those big black cocks.
That's where I'm really beating around the bush
I knew
here.
where Steve was going
Yeah.
with this.
You like black.com?
Fucking black.
I'm an ethnic girl. No, I don't know.
I mean, I know that feel. I mean, I'm banging a black chick, so like there you go.
You just get that jav.
I'll just say my vagina does not see color. All right.
There you go.
Hey, that's
All right.
You do what you have to.
Okay.
All
I
right.
mean, that's what happens.
this is eventually like we wanted to have a female on the show just to ask that question of
Oh.
what are you masturbating to?
Oh, okay.
I don't remember
That's interesting.
putting that part in just to ask girls that.
Steve wants to bang chicks. That's the
Yeah,
Listen to last episode.
last episode.
Episode 2. Check it out.
I'm pretty much confirmed for virgin, so I got to get
Practice
this thing
girls?
going.
Steve 100% wants to bang chicks.
Hashtag
That's what-
practice
that's what
I'm
it's
pretty.
about.
It's punted Steve wizard status.
There you go.
Now, you're
So-
not 30 yet, Steve.
Oh,
That's when you get to
You're not
wizard status.
homosexual yet, Steve.
Okay,
Just wait.
we want to have like 5 people. We want to have on the show. Just call out 5 people.
Who do I want to see? Does it have to be people we know, huh?
Doesn't necessarily.
Everybody.
It could be your fantasy.
I mean, like
picks.
the first episode, we called out Katie Nolan.
Yeah.
that?
She's like a famous like female sports like personality. She like has a podcast online and she has a show. We called her out because she's attractive, basically.
I remember us calling out Mark M first.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
and
I
Mark
called
M.
out Mark M
Yeah.
first, but that was like
Can we get some Mark M going, please?
I think
Yes.
that's a really good decision.
All right. So anyway, on the podcast, it's not not necessarily who you want to see on our podcast because you're not a host, but who would you like to maybe be in a podcast with?
God, Obama. I would love to be on a podcast with him.
That'd be cool.
shout out Michelle Obama? Great arms.
Absolutely.
Kanye. Always Kanye.
Always
too.
Kanye.
Let's see. Who else would I? What is going on here?
Just don't worry about this. Continue with the question.
Okay.
Just background noise.
Who else would I like? Poor guys. And Lion Ted Cruz.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Can you, I need you, so I want to say, is Jeb a big fat mistake?
Oh, poor Jeb.
Poor
Video,
Jim.
video, video,
Teacher
video.
guy.
Every time I. Yeah.
Do you usually lean right?
Huh?
Are you like right or left?
Left.
Okay,
Yeah.
just curious.
Very left. But
Very left or just like? Eh.
I'm
Like,
on.
Who's your personal preference for like of the Dems?
I am Hillary just because I do work at a small business, and Bernie's proposed tax system would make our business go under. I don't think he has a good understanding of how small business financials work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially, he's never actually worked in like a real business. He's been in the Senate basically his whole life.
Okay.
Bernie Sanders is like the hero of like the 420 Masters.
Burn one for Sanders.
I mean,
Bernie,
I
if
won.
you do
You know
see
what?
my Snapchat, I did wear a Bernie shirt today.
Corey,
Yeah.
you gotta play Burn One Down, Ben Harper.
A guy at my work
After
wore
this.
a Feel the Burn shirt the other day, and then the next day he was wearing the same Feel the Burn shirt. And I'm like,
Excellent.
that sounds about right. Like,
The only political shirt I wear is a fucking oh god damn it, now I can't think of the name of it. The fucking
The only political shirt I ever wore was a 1984 "Let the Russians Play with Themselves" shirt,
It's a
There you
great
go.
shirt.
I have to
because
say,
obviously the Soviet Union was protesting the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics because America had protested the 1980.
Afghanistan invasion.
yeah, okay. That reminded me. The only political shirt I own is the 1986 Nixon Bush Nixon Bush 1986 for
Nixon
president.
Bush. I don't think they ran together.
Not Nixon. Fucking goddamn it! Why can't I think of his name?
Reagan Bush.
Reagan Bush. There
That's
you
probably
go.
also 84.
80. No, it was 86. I'm pretty sure because the same year.
No,
as
the
this.
elections were 84 and 88.
Okay, 84
It
then.
was probably 84.
Back
Talking
up,
about Nixon
like,
or
with the Reagan years.
Reagan. Okay.
Yeah, if it was Reagan Bush, it'd be 84.
It was 80 and 84.
A
Yeah.
certain homeboy of mine bought me a fucking Reagan Bush 84 T-shirt, and several people have commented about how hilarious it is. So you're welcome.
You know that's a good shirt. I feel like a Reagan Bush 84 shirt is like classic,
Several people
Yeah.
have told me that it's hilarious. And
especially
good.
because like Reagan Bush in 84 like crushed it like super hard.
yeah,
Like who ran against them? Fucking
I don't remember.
no one remembers.
wasn't like Walter Mondale was on the same side as like the opposition, and they like fucked it for like the other team, right? I'm pretty
It
sure
could be something like that.
something like that. But yeah, I'm wearing the Reagan Bush shirt in support of Hillary Clinton because Hillary Clinton and Reagan are the same person.
Okay. It's fair enough.
nice.
So, yeah. I think it comes down to, I think that kind of concludes all the rapid fire questions. But it's now time to wrap up the show with just a couple quick picks.
Cool. Quick pick time.
Quick pick time. So, Alex, we're going to kick it off with you with recommending your video game of the week.
Video game of the week.
Last week it was Under Meme. So.
Other memes. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna
And Dark Souls.
Oh,
Dark
it
Souls
actually
and
ended up
Under
being
Memes.
Dark Souls 3, but
I'm glad that I
originally mine
recommended
was
both.
Under
I
Meme.
have not played Dark Souls 3. Haven't finished Undertale, so I mean, I like what you were going for. Stardew Valley is what I've been playing more than anything else. It's like a farming game. You run like
Alright.
a little farm.
It's like Farmville.
No,
It's like Minecraft?
It's sort of like Minecraft, like with like Harvest Moon in it too. So you like,
Harvest Moon.
yeah, where you like plant a little like.
I used to
like
play
a-
that.
Yeah, you used to, like you plant like a little like, you go to this. You go to this this city and you like inherit a farm and it's like all like a mess at the beginning. It's like overgrown and shit, and you like, you know, cut back the weeds and stuff and like go out on like a garden and you buy seeds and like water your plants, and you can like build stables and shit, and you know, it's just fun. It's kind of low key, and like when I get home it's a fun game to play for. It's like it's very relaxing and kind of, you know, but it's still rewarding. It's got some deep systems in it. It's got a lot of like cool stuff. And then it also has a system where you could like have relationships with everybody in town. Like you can talk to them and like give them gifts and stuff. And like there's sort of like unique.
You send them
unique-
gifts.
Yeah, like there's like everybody
Gifts
in town.
or
You send
gifts?
gifts. Like you could just give them unsolicited gifts of seafood, which is something I do. You know what? Most people don't like just like being given like a lobster for no reason. What you just kissing the mic? Anyway, fun game. It's I highly recommend it. This is a pretty popular game, not a controversial pick by any means. I'm also still a fan of Rainbow Six Siege, even though that game's kind of a garbage fire, but it's really fun.
I was just talking to a friend about how good that was, like when I went outside earlier.
It's very
He
very
was like,
fun.
"Oh, this shit's so fucking dank." And
It's
I was
a-
like, "Yeah, it's really good."
It's a good game despite all its flaws, but it has a lot
Yeah.
of flaws, and like just Ubisoft is kind of a shitty organization sometimes. But I don't know. It's a fun game.
All right.
Also, I have podcast picks. I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah, we should do that. You
Take
should do
control
that.
because I like
Podcast
podcasts.
dicks.
You should do that.
I got really into two podcasts featuring a guy, John Roderick, who's well, actually, I mean, I haven't really gotten into one of the other podcasts with this guy. John Roderick, he was the lead singer of the Longwinners. Anyway, he basically is on a podcast called Roderick on the Line, hosted by him and a guy named Merlin Mann. Really entertaining. I'd highly recommend it. Again, they've been out for years. It's pretty popular, but Roderick on the Line, pretty fun. Merlin Mann, he's a really good podcast host. He has a really good rapport with his guests. He's on another one called Reconcilable Differences with this guy, John Syracusa, who's awesome. I'd highly recommend checking both of those out. They're kind of heavy on like technology and shit, at least on Reconcilable Differences to some degree, but it's still kind of pretty good. I like them quite a bit.
Good.
I
good.
drive a lot, so I listen to like
I'm with you there.
like I don't even know, probably like 10 hours, if not more, podcasts a week. So
Good.
I listen to a lot of them. I mean, I appreciate it. Like I want you to get sensual during my podcast review, but like I prefer if you're not like tenderly loving yourself during the sultry sounds of me talking about like old podcasts that are like really like well respected.
I wish it
and
was
I'm just
allowed.
discovering
I wish it was allowed for me to put this mic in my mouth so I could just like,
just
I got nothing
completely get
against
on
it.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I can
I
clean
understand.
those.
My mouth is
the-
maybe not quite good enough to like put this whole mic in my mouth.
tender loving.
I will say those mics are harder to clean. This one isn't.
That I could probably do. I could probably do that one. This one seems slightly thicker than that.
Yeah.
You don't want it too thick.
This one has
So,
a healthy
Yo.
foam on it.
What's our anime pick of the week?
I'm going with the Fate Khalid, Prisma Ilia.
Yeah.
It's the lolly-tastic magical girl anime that's sweeping the nation.
Uh-huh.
It's gone so far off the rails that it doesn't even seem like it's legal anymore, and it's some next level fan service. I couldn't even begin to describe it.
Are they like 7 years old at this point?
11.
Like 6,
11.
5 years old?
It's
11.
it's still no Chobits.
It's no Chobits. But that's an entire segment into itself. For this part, I'm just
That's-
gonna go with Fate.
That's like waiting for when it's just a me and you podcast, Eric.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
We can, like, talk,
We'll get into
we can
Chobits
talk like an hour
eventually.
and a half about how good Chobits is.
Yeah,
but,
no,
like, that's
we
just
should probably
not for
also
now.
finish Chobits before we do that.
That too.
But
And,
Fate is so it started out as a visual novel, Fate Stay Night in 2004, and one of
Excellent.
the side characters, Ilya, got her own manga where she was a magical girl, like just cashing in on the magical girl stereotype, and then for some reason it's gotten 3 seasons. It's like hugely popular. And actually, I know for what reason it got popular, and that's why I'm recommending it.
Nice.
The fish heads, yeah, that's
All right.
check it out for the fish heads. According to James, it's got the fish heads.
Okay. Nice. Okay, man. It's
Exactly.
Time, it's time for the beefer of the week.
Beefer of the week.
Beefer of the week.
Beefer.
Start with you, Steve. Clockwise.
Okay.
Counterclockwise, actually.
Fuck you, Steve. Pick one.
Fuck you, Steven.
Every week you like are
I
like,
know.
no, I can't handle this. I need to wait to pick one.
I just never
What is
think of
it?
one. I go, we gotta have somebody, and it ends up being a sports
Okay,
guy
so-
or someone who died, or it's like probably, yeah, dude.
Fucking pick one, Steve. You son of a bitch.
Okay.
Who you got, Steve?
Steve's Beefer of the week is up next. He's gonna say it.
Steve. Go, Steve. Go, Steve.
My beefer
Steve.
of the week.
Steve. Go, Steve. Go, Steve. Steve.
Hey, Steve. What kind of beef do you got next? I want to know what kind of beef do you
Got
have
off
sex
the rails.
for?
We're in fucking just Nightmare Road here.
It's
Steve,
God fucking damn it! It's fucking Prince.
that's
I never heard this guy. Okay, here's my thing.
Doves cry.
I only know when he was alive. I only knew one song. It was fucking
doves
Kiss.
cry.
Or was it Harriet Tubman? It's
Jesus Christ.
That's a good two like to have. Split decision.
I was gonna say
Prince and
Harriet Tubman's dead, dude, and I was like, Prince is dead.
Prince is dead.
They're both
But he was
going
still
on.
alive during the middle of the week. You know, it's one of those things when you die, you get to find out more about them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was also like, you found out he did all his music. He recorded all the parts himself.
He did the fucking drums and bass.
He did the
too?
drums and bass. It's
He
like,
did
that's why the
everything.
drums is so simple.
He
That's why
like,
the bass
he
is so
like
simple.
legitimately recorded everything on every album.
But
like,
he
was
just
an autist.
worked.
yeah, he was like a legit like musical autist.
And all I'm going to
He's
say
like,
is,
I'm Dave
Okay.
Grohl. I'm gonna record
He's like,
the whole
I'm
album.
better than everyone who's recording on this
it's going
album. I
to be
don't
Prince,
care.
and it's only because game blouses.
Thank you.
Do you like pancakes?
You know where you got that shirt, and it's not the men's section.
It's straight out of Lake Winnetonka.
All right.
So that's my beefer.
All right.
I really don't like it,
Alex.
but it's my beefer.
Beefer of the week. Man, I don't know. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna say Bob Odenkirk, right? Guy in Better
Yeah.
Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, yeah.
I'm gonna say I watched the season finale of
I
that show
did not see it.
of season 2. Really good
Oh,
show.
I-
Don't spoil anything.
I won't say anything about it other than it's an exceptionally good show. It's a different tone than Breaking Bad, but I think it has every bit as much quality as Breaking Bad. I would highly recommend checking it
It's
out.
got the good quality. Is it still? Do you feel it's still kind of on the aimless side?
Kinda. I also have
Yes,
watched the
but
whole
that's
season.
kind of part of it. I would say like
That's not part of the appeal.
it's nothing is as dire as it is in Breaking Bad, and I think that it just means for a different tone of a
It's
show.
kind of like a more of like a slow burn show than
Yeah.
like Breaking Bad, where Breaking Bad every like decision is like life or death.
Yeah.
This is kind of more of like you got more like build up to like the drama, you know,
Right.
which is like kind of exciting in a way. Like I've really liked it. I watched the whole season as it
Yeah.
came out, and it was really good.
Well,
like shout out to Michael McKean from fucking
Yeah,
What's His Nuts.
Jesus
He was
Christ.
so
Spinal.
good.
Every time,
from Spinal
every
Tap.
time I fucking see that show, I'm just like,
He was so good as Saul's brother. He was amazing.
Chuck is like
He was like he's the character
like one
you
of my
love to
most
hate.
like
you know,
Well, I mean, like I can't even like quite hate him, but like I really would, like I would want to, but I couldn't like quite bring myself. He's like such like a I don't know. Chuck is a.
I just think of this like
he's kind of such a sad guy. In a way. I don't know.
I just think of David St. Hubbins. You know, just like I go, she shan't ever play again.
He's really good at it. Really, really good.
It's a fine line between clever and stupid.
Every one of their drummers died in some sort of fantastic way.
Okay, Corey, you're up.
My beefer of the week, I guess. Oh fuck, Steve, I'm pulling to you. I'm sorry.
It's someone that you know. I mean, like
someone that I know is great. I just gotta say, fucking. God, can we come back? Can we go around?
No.
I will give you. No. He can do it. I can't.
Because I did it. I got my beef for the week right off the bat right last time. So I need some time to think about it. Because I was thinking about Michael McKean and he's great. But
I will allow this. It's okay. I can't do that anymore.
It'll be fine.
So Amanda.
Here's
My
heavy
beefer
editing.
of the week.
Yes, your beefer of the week.
My beefer of the week is the person that runs the Instagram called Fashionable Dads.
Okay.
I think it's the same person that runs Bros Being Basic. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's so funny.
Is this like a Dads of Disneyland style thing?
I don't know what that is, but it's basically just an entire Instagram devoted to dads that are very particular about their fashion.
Okay.
And dad fashion is fashionable dads.
Okay, I'm gonna Google this right now.
Yeah, let's see. Let's pull it up.
Instagram straight flexing.
Dads of Disneyland is a similar concept. It's a picture of handsome dads with children at Disneyland.
Okay, these guys aren't handsome though.
Like candid shots.
Come on.
This is compelling radio.
Yo,
Beefer.
beefer of the week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Nope,
go
we're gonna
ahead
watch
and
30
say
Seconds to Mars again?
No, I'm just,
me and the two Alexes for going to see Death Grips on 420.
Nice.
That's a big minus for everyone else because y'all were invited and no one showed up. I let everyone know.
Yeah, we didn't buy tickets.
I want to let you know, Eric. I would have gone if I would have had this class, or if I wouldn't have had this class that was at 9 a.m. on Thursday. But what happened was, I would have not had this fucking class, but I got dropped the first day of class. So I would have gone, but they bullshitted me so hard that I was in the class for 2 weeks, and then they dropped me out of the class.
So it's Queefer time, right?
Wait, I gotta
What
go.
is that now?
Queefer of the week.
Okay.
My beefer of the week though. Actually, let's go Queefer.
Oh,
first.
right, we got finished.
Let's go Queefer first, so I can have
Why?
like plenty of time. Queefer of the week, Steve. Let's
Okay,
do it.
my Queefer of the week is all these PC pieces of shit that are on the internet
no.
that are complaining about racists complaining about the Harriet Tubman $20 bill. Like, you know they're trolls. Shut up. It's just like, I can't handle. It's one of those things. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, there's just people that, like, on BuzzFeed or Deadspin, or there's something like, I can't believe these phrases exist, but it's 2016, get with the times. That shit where it's like, why would you even, like, recognize these people that are even... Oh, come on.
What do you think about the people that don't like Harriet Tubman being on the $20 bill because she's being featured on the kind of bill that would have been used to pay for her as a slave?
Wait, what?
I think that's kind of like
think
were
that's-
slaves just like always $20. Like I don't think that I mean like or I
Yeah,
don't think
slaves are expensive. We're
Like, I mean,
expensive.
Like they're just saying like to have Harriet Tubman featured on currency, which is what
I guess makes her a capitalist kind of symbol
yeah,
when she really
yeah,
wasn't one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I mean, like,
It's
But at the same time, you kind of have to recognize like what is the honor meant to be nowadays and being featured on
yeah,
currency.
like, if you're
It's just a way to
president-
recognize your
It's-
stature
it's-
as
if
who
you're
you
a
were.
president, it kind of makes sense because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, the people that like
Or
headed our
Ben
country.
Franklin.
Queeftown, USA population, Alex. What's his Queefer of the week?
yeah, what's your
What?
Queefer of the week?
What's your
What does that even fucking mean?
What?
Am I
It's
back
the
up
opposite
yet?
of a
Who's your
beefer.
biggest faggot of the week, Alex?
The traffic as a concept. Fuck that shit. I don't like it.
The band? Steve
No,
Winwood,
like the
Jim
concept
Capaldi,
of too many cars.
Chris Wood.
Alex.
All right, Corey.
Not even close.
My Queefer of the week
I'm gonna. Why don't you get closer?
is America,
Look at this
like,
evidence.
but not America in general. I'm
Lightweight
talking like
shit.
like
Lightweight.
Arizona and New York for having like hardcore voter fraud and like fucking up. You know, like
I'm
just
getting
like
closer.
straight screwing up, like not letting people vote when they're supposed to vote, and like just like not apologizing for having like shitty like voter ethics. You know,
Sure.
I dropped that.
That's fair.
there you go.
Amanda?
I'm
My
sorry,
queefer
Jim.
of the week, and probably every week of my life, is
Shit.
Taylor Swift.
Oh shit!
I disagree.
Lines drawn.
Now, in my mouth.
Glove slapped.
I just okay. Two things she did really bothered me. Number one was that that song "You Belong with Me" when she's talking about she's in short skirts, I'm in t-shirts. I feel like it's a big
Okay, I'm
rip off
done.
of that.
We had to pick up.
Oh
we had
gosh,
to
what is
pick up
that
this
song?
shit.
It's a song from way back when. It was about a girl that I can't remember who it was, but it's basically about a girl not being good enough for like the other girls around her. So I feel like she ripped off that song. If anyone can remember it post episode, please throw it in for me because I can't
Yeah.
remember the name right now. And then also the
Put in the show
haters
notes,
gonna
Steve.
hate, players gonna play. That is a ripoff of the 3LW song. Haters are gonna hate, and players are gonna play. And it really bothers. I can't handle it.
See-
Taylor Swift and
Swift
Team
is garbage.
Kanye.
You know what? You know what? Here's the thing, and I'm not going to defend her, but
I
I'll
am.
also
I
say
won't
that.
either.
But like, is that just specifically Taylor? Because like sampling's been done. There's always been
But it's not
nothing's
even.
nothing's
It's not
quite
used
original.
as a sample though. It's used as, and she even I think tried to trademark it, which is bizarre.
Oh, okay.
She's
If that's
just
the
a wow
case-
woman. She's terrible.
Okay.
I fucking hate Taylor Swift.
I mean, I
Thank
don't
you.
like her.
I've been hating her since 2009.
I love Taylor
Party like it's
because she's great.
I like
Yeah.
I don't have
teardrops
an-
on my
I don't have an
guitar.
answer.
Yams.
The downfall of my banning from what was that text service where you got to ask
Oh
questions?
fuck
Oh.
yeah!
What was the name of that place?
I don't remember the name, but like
It was
yeah,
like
that
a Chi-Chi or some
yeah,
shit.
Chi
like
Chi.
Cha-cha,
that.
cha-cha.
Cha-cha. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The beginning of my
243,
downfall.
243?
Yeah, exactly. Was I asked was what Kanye West did at the VMAs a funny thing or the funniest thing? And the person that responded to me was like, they sent me a super long butthurt text message about how like Kanye was out of line and like poor Taylor Swift. And I was like,
See,
wow, super butthurt.
I'm
And then like shortly after I got banned.
I'm in
So, yeah.
I'm in
But
love.
that was where it started.
I'm in love
Okay.
with Kanye.
Coco?
Fuck you, Cha-Cha.
I'm in love with
I'm still
Kanye.
mad about it 7 years later.
I'm in love with Kanye.
Yeah.
But
Do you
I'm-
listen to Life of Pablo?
I did.
I loved it.
It was pretty good. There was
Yeah.
some good. There was some. It wasn't as good as
Facts. I have a hard time getting on
like.
board.
It wasn't as good as like My Beautiful Dark Twisted
Yeah,
Fantasy.
agreed.
Because that's like really good.
Best album.
But like, I'm also in love with Taylor because I hope she'll like come and have sex with my girlfriend. So like,
Woo!
Okay.
yeah. Thank you, Alex. But yeah. So
me and me.
Taylor Swift, please
You
come.
deserve
And,
popcorn for that.
Taylor Swift, come and visit me in California and have sex with my girlfriend. I'll watch.
Fair enough.
It's
We'll,
Eric.
we'll send this to a Taylor Swift's publicist. I'm sure she'll,
Thank you.
Yo,
she'll
my
get in
up.
touch.
yeah, you're up.
For the second week in a row, my queef of the week is me running out of vodka. This keeps happening, and I'm gonna have to go
bummer.
get more again. So this seems to be something I need to fix.
Are you not doing tequila tonight? Do we still have that?
Hey, am I gonna
No, there's no tequila.
conversation or are you just gonna leave me?
Shout out Queefs, the best thing in the history of the universe.
All right.
Corey, can we get some all gold everything, please?
Yeah.
I feel like that needs to be our official outro music.
So this has been fun. Amanda, did you have a good time?
This was fabulous.
Okay.
Would you like
good.
to be on the podcast again?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Excellent.
This is
We
happening.
would love to have you again.
Sweet.
What are you doing 2 weeks from now? On Saturday nights. Are
Let
you
me check
busy
my
Saturday nights?
calendar. Oh, you know what? 2 weeks from now, I'm on a kickball team. So, yeah. Thank you. 2 weeks from now is the Kentucky Derby, guys. Are you
Really?
kidding
Oh
me right now?
no!
Can you
I
turn
got
up, Corey?
major
We'll get
Kentucky
the
Derby
bourbon.
plans.
We'll do
Yeah.
bourbon. We'll do
Give me a
Kentucky.
mint julep and I'll be here.
We'll do Kentucky
Except for I'm
bourbon.
actually gonna be at a
Wait.
I'll
kickball
get
party.
gambling debts.
My my beefer of the week, I never gave it.
Oh, that's right.
My beefer of the week is my beefer of the
What
week.
is it about dreams
is
where
black
your
people
teeth fall
across
out?
America.
I'm not a fan
Like,
of them, but they're like really
Please
common.
let me
I'm
say
like,
nigga
is
in
this a
real
thing that
life because I
happens?
love you. Rest in peace to
I'm,
black people getting killed by cops.
I'm not
Nice.
not super okay with it. not super comfortable
I think that's a good way
with that.
to leave the show.
Rest in peace, every black
I wanna
person that's
thank
been killed by the
everybody.
cops.
Amanda, you want to plug anything?
Shout out to Life
Vegas.
of Pablo. If you
Yeah.
haven't listened, go get a listen.
All right.
So fresh, so clean.
Graham straight flexion. Papa Molly, I'm sweating. Woo! Papa Molly, I'm sweating. Woo! Mama always told me, boy, count your blessings. Count 'em up. God, I trust.
This
Fucking hell.
Watch 2 go rings, 6 go rings, ain't nothing.
That was some shit right there.
You got a lot of editing to do, Steve.
Look at that face, dude. He's ready for dick in his mouth.